Welcome! Like we've all been muted the whole time? Sweet, welcome to our show.
Red button was on.
SuperCoolNerdShow.com. You missed all the great jokes. They were hilarious and they'll live on in our hearts. If you want to follow us on social media, you can follow some of us. You can follow Super Cool Nerd Show at SuperCoolNerdShow.com, SNS Live on Twitter, on Facebook, on YouTube, on Twitch, on all the stuff. Instagram, check us out. If you want to follow me, places you can find me at BetterCat on Twitter and Instagram, rarely but occasionally. Cora.
If you want to follow me for any kind of art-related things, you can follow me on Twitter and Instagram at CoraDonaArt.
You can find me on Instagram. What?
No, y'all keep going. There's a weird hiss or something, and I have to figure it out. I'm sorry.
Instagram and Twitter at The Good Cast. It's like The Good Place with The Good Cast. Cannot find me at anywhere. And Jason, you can find on Instagram and Twitter, Jason the X. He's busy right now, but he'll be back.
I do look good. Look at that hair. Okay. I just saw me on video. All right. Okay. So, last session was Wandering. We don't have a whole huge recap for it, but last session you guys beat the guy that trained the basilisks. And then you met Daniel. Daniel is, mostly, he was a spy, but he wasn't a spy. He didn't have a spy. Anyway. Yeah. He had uncovered a plot to murder the king. You guys knew this part, right? Mm-hmm. And leave him on the border between Rex Terra and Lacros, presumably restarting the war. He uncovered the plot and he had the details, and then the details were taken from his mind by this basilisk training memory modifying psychopath. It's clinical definition. He's not real. He can't see me. He told you guys, because his memories had been overwritten, he and Ember took off to try and stop the plot via their diplomatic relations and army connections closer to the front lines. And you guys were asked to go seek out the creature that would possibly still have these memories. A creature that he wasn't able to tell you a lot about, but called the Oblex. Coolest D&D monster of all time. Anyway, the Make-A-Wish monster. So, you guys were told to find a wizard in Copper Trails. Ember hugged everyone as she left except Octavia.
Who was standing at attention.
It was being, Octavia about things. And then she walked away, and we're going to pick up right exactly there for the moment.
Who has Mike 2 again? That mic's fucked.
Oh dear.
Can you grab one over here? Yeah, just take 2 off the table on the way. I'll have to check it later. I don't know what's wrong with that microphone.
It's all right. Excuse our technical difficulties.
You can unplug it from the base.
I'm
Just
so happy that you have this kind of confidence in me.
Just grab one. Just move that cable out of the way. Sorry about all this, guys.
It's okay.
No. Grab the whole microphone. I don't know what the problem is. And until I figure it out, everything is full.
That's fair.
This is the fun of doing a live show, is that you find these things and take care of them. So this is like a glimpse behind the curtain for everyone.
Yes, if you want to tech for us for the exposure,
yeah,
then don't.
When you
That's
say
a
peek
bad
behind the
idea.
curtain, all I can think is pay no attention to the man behind the curtain. Pay no attention to, I guess, just Jason at this point.
I'll get
Okay.
that cable replaced or something.
Did it fix it? Did you fix it?
I didn't fix anything. I just took it out.
No, I know.
Well,
that
can
makes
you hear me?
Oh, perfectly now. There's just a
okay.
weird background hissing sound that came through. I'm glad I checked it. I would have. Y'all don't see me rage. But later on when I've been listening to the audio, I would have raged.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, so we're all good now?
We are all good now.
I'm picking up.
Comments.
Doesn't sound annoying as hell. Sorry.
I wanted to be able to see. I love this side thing where I can see.
Somebody is pristine. I don't know who it is, though. Most of us have a bunch of hit points missing. Who is it that didn't get hit last time?
That's always the Ranger.
It's the Ranger, isn't it?
Oh yeah, I got the crap kicked out of me last game.
Same.
Okay, so
Sorry.
you guys are. You turn to go back in, and you kind of glance down, and there's a little note in your belt, kind of thing.
In mine?
Mm-hmm. Oh, you didn't notice before.
Pull it out.
You take it out, and you probably open it. And it's the handwriting that you recognize. It's Ember. And it just says, please do not think I have no affection for you or less than for that of your crew. It would be a disservice to you if I were to try to guess what you wanted. You are fully capable of deciding and telling me, and I want to be here for you in whatever capacity you like. But I do not want to guess, and I do not think it would be good for you. Just something to think about. I have many high hopes that you all will survive and do well on this mission. I would not send you guys if I did not think you were capable of something even beyond your experience. Ember. That says, be transparent, be grateful, Ember. So.
Hold it back up. Put it in my pack.
And you go inside.
Yep.
If it is okay with you guys, the trip from here to Copper Trails, which is at the base of this mountain, is not particularly strenuous. What time was it? It was mid-afternoon.
I believe so, because it took us a while to get up and then to fight and then to have a conversation.
Yeah, so you probably, if you decided to go last session, right, to try. So you may get a good portion of the mountain that night. The night goes without incident, and then you arrive in Copper Trails probably the next afternoon.
So we got a long rest.
You did get a long rest. You took watches and everything. It was very quiet. It's very peaceful. It was almost strange that you're like going into something that could be so dangerous. But you arrive at Copper Trails. Daniel had told you off camera to seek a wizard at he said the school. There's like a elementary school in Copper Trails. You get to Copper Trails. Copper Trails is in the afternoon sun, you see all the little sparkles off the water. That's pretty close, right? Because you're pretty close to a channel. There's a stream, or it's a river that goes to Strassus, and it goes by Copper Trails. And it's a modest little town. It works mostly off fishing. It's kind of a rough town. There's a lot of people that if they that are like, if you were to come in on an illegal channel, illegal port from the ocean, you would probably pass through there. So not a lot of questions get asked and stuff, but they're trying to get it together. They, the town used to be called, you guys might not know this in character, but it used to be called Mithril Trails. And they renamed it so that people wouldn't think they had stuff of value to steal, because they don't.
Sounds like the property values. Right?
Yeah, they're just like, So,
is there anybody looking suspiciously at us? Is there any kind
everybody, everywhere you go.
Gotcha.
You're a bunch of freaks. And,
I was going to say that.
but no, this actually a little
No,
bit
we-
less here. People mind their own business. They have a mix. Have you ever been to a town? It's like Oklahoma City has this weird mix of wholesomeness and like stay out of our business kind of vibe to it. It's a lot like that. this is just my personal experience with Oklahoma City, but like this kind of feels like that. You
She's out
can
of line,
school
which is
without much problem. They have a new-ish sign that points out different places.
What does it say? Does it just say Copper Trails School?
It says school.
It says school. Okay.
It says school. There's one that says chapel, which in a polytheistic society, like you would think it would say to who, but it doesn't. School, one way, chapel, other way.
General store.
General store. There's it's funny, it says inn/tavern twice, but you feel like you can tell which one's the good one and which one's the bad one. One of them says TAVARN, and they haven't bothered to
Tavern.
cross it out. You figure that's probably the not as nice one. But you'd be surprised if either of them were very good. So yeah, it's mid-afternoon. It's a beautiful little town in spite of all the drama. Where do you guys go?
You said mid-afternoon,
Mm-hmm.
so probably go to school.
I mean,
That's where we were
seems
supposed to
like,
go.
yeah,
Yeah.
like a good course of action.
Octavia does stop outside the school to kind of brush the dust off of her like robes and try and straighten up a little bit. She redoes her hair real quick.
Unfortunately for Octavia, there is not an inside the school. There's a bunch of benches facing the water, which is lovely.
She stops behind the sign.
And it's about like, there's probably like 7, 8 kids, different ages. All would be like younger than like probably middle school, which is where you would assume they would learn a trade. And they have those cute little like tiny slates. And there's a man up in the front. And he's going, A-I-O-U.
Al runs over. Are you in distress, sir?
I'm old.
I thought you might be.
He's teaching. He's teaching the little ones.
Oh, is that the sound?
Class, do you know how we talk about interrupting?
I do apologize. I'm so sorry. I
Like he's still doing.
We are
And she,
happy to let you finish your lesson.
it does not appear that is the case.
Octavia tries to physically
What,
pull
he
Al
was-
front.
I'm so sorry.
He's okay. Let's sit at the back of the class.
He goes, this guy, he's old. He's very old. He's human. He's kind of like, he's got that osteoporosis hunch. And he's got like a wand, but he's like leaning on his like podium with it. And it has that thing with like the yellow to white beard. They're kind of scraggly. But he's like, he's well kept enough. And
Far looking mother.
no.
Nobody's touched him.
Yeah. He has most of his teeth, at least it appears so. And so he waits till all of you sit down, and he looks up. He has a dramatic pause, and he goes, "And don't forget, W and Y sometimes act as vowels. Class dismissed." And the whole class is like, "Thank you, Mr. Botham. Thank you, Mr. Botham. Thank you, Mr. Botham." And just kind of quietly shuffle out. And as soon as they get past, like, about where the sign of the school is, they take off and become children again. And he just sits there and there's a chair kind of behind the podium. It blocks him from your view for the most part, but he doesn't care. He just goes and sits down and just waits there.
All right. Stand back up and walk over to him.
He just looks at you. He doesn't say anything.
Hello, sir. We were tasked with. Well, we need a wizard, and a man named Daniel said that you might be of assistance to us, and we Can
Daniel, my worst student.
okay. Well, he's quite. He's good now. He's very
He's accomplished a
important,
lot.
Important person now.
Really?
Yes.
I heard he still can't remember anything.
You heard that? That's not general knowledge. That's
Nothing is with Daniel.
okay.
Go
Daniel.
on, what do you require?
Daniel didn't tell us this guy's name, right?
No,
So we're not
call
for sure,
him
for
Mr.
sure.
Botham.
Mr. Botham. But he didn't give us the same name.
I don't think Daniel gave us a name.
Daniel gave you that name, let's say.
Okay.
He didn't, but he did.
Okay.
This is the guy who's talking about.
So, do you know what an oblex is?
I have heard of such a creature.
There,
If you think that's the excuse for Daniel. Oh.
no, it might be in this case. It has memories that we need to stop a very bad thing from happening.
Mhm.
And we heard it was in Strassus. Yeah.
Yes.
We heard it was in Strassus, and none of us possess the skills to properly get those memories back. And he said that you might be of assistance, and we have gold to give you. Or we can help you out in
Has
some other
this
way.
monster been taking his memories every year since he was 5?
Maybe?
Trying to learn his vowels?
Presumably not
Doubt
that
it,
long.
yeah.
But
So you want me to go to Strasses and steal a monster's thoughts?
Precisely.
if you have someone that you would nominate to do that in your stead, that would be.
Oh, sure. If you want a wizard who can steal thoughts, I have a wizard for you.
Is it you?
No. He points in your you can see from where you are, you can see fishermen pulling in their whatever. I don't know anything about fishermen. It's probably way too late in the day because it would be an early morning thing, but whatever.
Might be a late fish. You know,
Yeah.
lazy
They're-
fish get up later.
They're river.
Yeah.
River fish. I don't know. Anyway.
Just hang on one sec.
Repairing their nets. They would be repairing their nets.
They would absolutely be repaired.
There's a bunch of them down there, and he goes, look for the young woman with the mark on her forehead. I think she'll be exactly who you need. So, go away.
Go.
Yes, sir.
There's about they're about 100 yards
I'm not
from you.
human.
The humans. I don't know what he is. He human?
I don't know. I didn't ask him what race you are.
I'm
I
just-
should does he look human?
Yeah.
You do realize y'all aren't arguing very quietly.
Maybe
I don't think they care.
I do apologize.
Very nicely.
Are you sure you're quite okay? Just
People get old.
no, okay.
He tries to pull him again.
Okay, I'm going. I'm sorry. I apologize.
It's very
He
disrespectful.
rolls his eyes and he goes, clerics.
Gift.
I thought he was in some sort. Have we left? Have we left
You've never
now?
been around old people.
No!
Oh.
I thought this man was he was having some sort of episode.
Go away.
Okay, we start walking away. What about the elders in your tribe? There's no old people in your tribe.
They don't seem. I'm going to be
What is
quite
it?
frank.
What's an old
Mine
dragonborn
addled, like a older dragonborn, little crotchety, but still in full capacity of their. I thought he was. I heard of
He
this.
is in capacity of his faculties.
I thought he was.
Talking about?
I heard this horror story of something.
He's got this like thermos he's taken. And he's like, just with this air of long suffering. It's just like, I plan to enjoy the sunset. Maybe just argue over that.
Yeah,
we're walking away.
Okay.
I heard this horror story of something called a stroke, and I don't know what that is.
I'm holding Brana's hand while you're just arguing.
Do you have what's your vibe? Are you trying to? Yeah. Why not?
Yeah, why not?
So you get up.
We're just bickering.
You're
all the way
approaching
over
the fishermen who are also arguing and bickering much louder than you are because there's fishermen. There's probably about 3 or 4 of them.
Just walking around like a tennis ball.
You see, you clock a few missing fingers, a few missing teeth. This group has the vibe, or maybe like criminals. Fishing is hard, dangerous work. And anyway, there's one who's just like as loud as any of them. It's a young woman. She's easily the youngest in the group. She's got like tan, dark skin. She has like this hair. It's like blonde, and it's like a lion's mane. It's not like sexy blonde. It's like huge. She looks really confident, and she's like trading insults with them, but she looks like more able-bodied than the rest, kind of. She is still a little bit, she's tan, but she's a little bit like paler than the others who've been tradesmen, fishermen for quite some time. And she has clothes on that like they look like they were nice like travel clothes. You clock it as like the traditional travel clothes that are fairly new, that have been like stained pretty fast. You're pretty sure these weren't bought with the intent of fishing. Like she had dreamed traveling, got stuck here one way or the other. But yeah, that's what she looks like. And she's trading barbs with everybody, grouping off and stuff. And actually, you have to give me 1 second.
She told me earlier she had to touch the gastrointestinal thing, so she's.
She said no such thing.
I'm gonna need you to roll a deception.
For the audience?
Well, that was a failure.
What did you roll?
A 5.
What do you think your charisma score is?
Oh, Owls?
You, Jason.
Oh, my charisma score?
Yeah,
what do you think
Extremely
yours-
high.
Oh, sure.
Oh, really?
Well, hello.
Hi.
And
Have a chair.
welcome to the broadcast.
Hello.
Hi! We're gonna grab the chair.
Yeah, we need that.
I'm sorry.
Yes?
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
We're going to need to remove a chair from the table.
Hello,
I'm
we're
so
friends.
excited. Oh my
Move the
goodness.
chair from where?
From the
Sorry.
kitchen?
Yes,
Mhm.
I'm very
Kitchen?
excited.
Okay, alright, I will put this on for a moment.
Take one, and
Where's
then,
he gonna sit?
We'll scoot
and
over.
sadly, a microphone went dead. I have to replace the cable now.
Yeah, we're gonna.
I think it might just be. I think it might just be a matter that the
Yeah.
cable wasn't pulled in all the way.
Actually, what I'll do is I'll scoot this way, and then that way y'all can sit together.
And I will adjust the camera angle for 2 people.
Oh,
He got
Did
the
you
creepy
now?
one.
I had no idea.
Oh, yeah.
oh, no.
I rode home with him from a party last night.
Yeah.
Yeah. You talked about your character. That was very interesting.
And you were like, oh, that's crazy. That's so
Uh-huh.
interesting.
That's right.
Am I sitting here now?
No,
Come
you're
on.
sitting right here in that chair.
No,
No.
you can sit in that chair. It'll be easier this way.
Yeah, we don't
Excuse
have
the
to-
shuffle. It was in service of a surprise.
Yeah. Alright, so we'll
I'll
see.
get my stuff.
Yeah, you gotta. There's so much room that way. You gotta scoot that way.
Well, there's
Oh, the
cameras.
camera.
Camera.
The camera. You're right.
That
I'll scoot
is
as much
the
as I can.
Yeah, just
furthest
don't
that
get
you
in the
can
way of
scoot.
that.
I will move my stuff over though.
I'm very minimal. I just have dice tray and phone.
Yeah.
I was waiting for them
That's all.
to sit down or whatever.
I got
So
my whole character sheet.
once
You're
Cora
so
sits
excited.
down.
I'm so excited.
Have
I'm
a seat,
excited
Cora, so we
too.
can
We
reframe
talked
the
about
camera.
some guests.
We're waiting
Yes.
to
Why?
reframe the camera for you.
Okay.
Actually, zoom out a little bit on the stream cam.
So those of you who aren't like BFFs with Christian, Christian is the one that we talked about maybe joining the campaign permanently. This is temporary. This is a guest spot to help you guys with this thing. If anybody were to join permanently, we would talk about it as a group.
Welcome to my home.
Yeah.
Of course. Thank you. Thank you.
Do you
I have met you
socials?
briefly.
Yes, we've met twice at a party.
Yes.
Our party. Hey.
Yeah, exactly.
Do you have socials that you like want people to follow you on?
I have socials and I do not want people to follow
Okay,
me.
then this is Christian.
Hello.
You
Let
can
this
find-
be a sweet memory and we will part ways in the night.
That's good. That's when we survivor.
Yeah, yeah.
Yes.
I do have socials. You
Yeah.
cannot follow me
We're
on.
all good.
That's kind of what I intended.
Why don't you go ahead and
That looks
describe
good.
your character?
Okay, yeah, because I tried watching the stream outside my car, but it was like 5 seconds of stream, 20 seconds of buffering, and it would catch up. So
Yeah.
I only kind of know where we are.
We are. I gave them the description that you gave me. You guys
Okay.
are repairing nets and trading barbs by the water right now.
Okay. So you're seeing like you described, a tan-skinned woman somewhere in her like mid-20s or so. She has dark blonde hair that is like swept back, and guest at the door. What?
No, the Wi-Fi. That was for.
Oh, this is the Wi-Fi. Gotcha. Okay. Thank you very much.
I was about to have. We were about to have a Doctor Strange moment. Shambhala, what is this? Some kind of mystic word?
It's
It's the Wi-Fi.
nice.
We're not savages.
I'm not connected to the Wi-Fi.
I don't know. Look, I don't know what the deal with that is.
Jason dislikes me more already.
Why you don't have Wi-Fi?
Like, let's change our Wi-Fi password.
Yeah, maybe.
No, I never changed
Never
it.
connected to the Wi-Fi.
And she's wearing like clothing that seems like it was like purchased recently, maybe, but it's like already scuffed up and like torn in some places. Yeah, she has actually this symbol on her forehead. I can let y'all see it. It's basically which camera should I be looking at?
This is yours.
This is my camera. Okay,
Yeah.
so there's like a circle here with a line bisecting it, and there at the top of the line it kind of branches off, so it kind of looks like a scythe here. But on this side, from the bottom, it kind of swirls over like this.
If you
You
want
want
to
to show it to the camera?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
She takes over our camera to do that. Like,
Right.
oh, hey,
There you
that's
go.
perfect.
Yeah, cool.
Finish that
So
camera.
people can actually see it.
Very
Yeah.
nice.
And it has kind of an
Comes down a
arcanic
little.
inscription on
Well,
it.
she had it.
That
Yeah.
says, what does it say?
We can see it. We don't need to see it on camera.
So
Mia.
I was not able
The
to
symbol
see it.
itself is like the inscription. Like
Okay.
it would have like arcane meaning in itself.
So
for anyone who
you're a
recognizes it.
spellcaster.
Yeah,
So
specifically like wizards or maybe sorcerers.
then
Possibly
probably none of these done them.
Excuse me.
what I intended.
You know what?
Okay.
That's fair.
And
I'm a
that's
proud dum-dum, okay?
that's what you guys see. So
And you can also see, if you look closely enough, it's not like a tattoo. It's not like inked on. It has like a little bit of texture, like it was like scarred on.
you were described by the wizard who sent them to look for you as if you want someone who's going to steal thoughts, I have just the person for you. And pointed you out, so that's what you guys see. What do you do?
Doing stuff with nets.
Just
You're doing
question
like
for the
the
head.
fixie stuff, right?
Excellent description.
I guess. Can I do an insight check
Sure.
on just like this weird vibe? This doesn't seem like a wizard to me.
I wouldn't.
Give him a water.
Mm-hmm.
Large
My
white
insight's
metal
good,
can.
though. 18.
Contested.
Aren't wizards supposed to be like very scholarly?
Importance?
I don't know about important.
Like the job.
Well, who's being judgy now?
You were judging about an old person.
I
You were
was
judging in a
concerned.
good way.
Either way.
You know, you hear Amber's voice in your head. Just, not even words, just outright chastising you for being like, this can't be a wizard. She looks funny.
I'm going to go greet her.
No,
No, I walk over. Greetings!
can I not?
I'm just looking up from my nets. Hello?
Hello, we may have been told to seek you out. My name is Alabroth, Jarud. I am Dragonborn, if you haven't noticed. But
I have.
me and my friends over here were told to seek you out. Would you be a wizard?
That is correct.
Ah,
Are you
guys!
seeking trouble?
Yeah, yes. No trouble. Please, no trouble at all.
I think
Very
that
good.
depends on how you describe trouble.
Everyone, I found her. This one here.
And I think she she tries to cover her forehead for a second, but she puts her hand down, and for a brief moment, you see when she tried to cover her forehead, you saw through her hand, you could see it glowing blue, just like whatever she tried to cover, it didn't work.
Oh, will you are you? Excuse me. Are you?
Keep your voice down, please.
I am. Are you aware that your head is glowing?
Very, actually.
Alabroth takes his shield and tries to
You put the shield over, and anyone whose vision is blocked by the shield can still see the symbol glowing just like through the shield.
Oh, does not seem to be working.
It is no use. It is intended to be this way.
Oh, I do apologize for this.
If it does not bug you, it is fine.
Well, I must introduce the rest of my companions. Friends over here. Friends over here. I believe I found the wizard here.
No
The
shite.
fishermen around you are just like,
Rude.
Ezra, you found your people.
We're still figuring that out, actually. Take 5.
You are not in charge.
You listen to me anyways.
They all take a break. It's very weird.
I'll find something. Should I create a distraction or something? I could throw something heavy.
Octavia sighs and walks up. Hello. My name is Octavia. I'm of the Order of the Kestrel Dawn.
Roll a history check.
Myself.
Mhm.
Okay, that's a 16.
You've seen the robes before. They tend to be pretty they're just do-gutters of type. They're from Bear, most of them from the island way up north, the big one, way up north, and you're familiar with them. They're kind of neutral, try to help, tend to ask a lot of questions.
Okay.
We were told that you might be able to assist us by, and I point over to Mr. Botham. Is he asleep at this point?
He is. You know how some people have the vibe that they're deliberately ignoring you, and others have the vibe that you do not exist when you stepped out of there. He is facing the water. He's too far up for you to hear, really, but you may as well have never crossed his path.
Object
Love
permanence.
his being old.
Yeah.
On his stool looking at the water.
Mr. Botham, that man.
She glances where you're pointing. She's like, I'm getting recommendations right now? What?
I suppose it might be
Okay.
some sort of mind wizard.
Yes.
I cast them. There's a school, but I can't remember. Octavia doesn't know.
I will say that you guys knew very specifically that detect stocks is a huge part of the plan.
Yeah, I wrote that down.
So, I don't know. Do you have the magic detect thoughts? The spell?
She seems confused for a second, and then she says, Yes, I'm quite proficient in the casting of that particular spell.
Roll an insight check, Azra.
Ooh, that's 7, I think. And so, yes, 7.
You know enough to know that they don't know who you are, nothing. But There's nothing.
We're full of nothing.
That's what you get with the second.
Okay.
I mean, that's great because we are clueless.
Yeah. So she
Permanently.
she furrows her brow for a second, and then her expression changes. She says, "Okay, what could I do for you then?"
Can I have everyone else? I'm so sorry. Can I have everyone else join? And I grab Brana's hand. I'm like, just kind of over here, please.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's trust this person. I mean, just
I don't think we really have much of a choice.
We don't even know if Daniel's name is Daniel.
Would you like me to
Yeah, I was about to say.
detect good or evil on the person?
yes,
They,
that would be wonderful.
but they seem okay.
Would be wild if I showed up and then just left because they didn't trust me.
You have a
If
Chris
you-
Perkins style cameo.
I have detected good and evil, which is weird.
Yes, that would be wonderful. Either one of you.
Good and evil, you guys know, does not do what it used to do.
Yeah,
It's
it
5e,
doesn't
it's
tell
a
you
weird-
whether
I
someone's
cast
nice.
am aware of that. Octavia heard, I can detect if this person's evil.
Okay, and,
it really only tells you whether or not they're like a monster. It's not whether they're nice.
Yeah, and Al is going to attempt deception here and just go like,
Please no.
yes, they are okay.
Roll a deception.
Yeah, can I go ahead and roll it inside?
I'm also rolling insight.
I mean, that's fair.
21.
Well,
28!
Al's deception was low anyway.
26.
And he go, so yes, I guess just in the middle of, yes, everything seems to be fine here.
Cast a spell.
No, I didn't.
I know trickery when I see it.
I was just trying to.
Move the huddle further.
Oh, yeah. Sorry, I wasn't here.
Yes,
I'm blind and I could see that.
I don't actually know that particular incantation.
Oh,
I was bluffing.
I'm
She
not gonna
seems
just
okay.
keep. I want you to roll a perception check.
Okay. 13.
What is your intelligence modifier?
+3. Yeah.
These aren't the brightest.
I don't think you need to roll for that.
I have it. I just don't have it prepared. I was just going to bluff my way
It's gonna
through it.
become.
And this way I don't burn a spell
I
slot.
rolled a 19. I have a +7.
And I have a zero modifier to deception. So
You said 28.
Yeah, sorry. I corrected myself
I
and
know,
said
it's
26.
like, it
Yeah.
just kind of underlines the whole rest of it. Except in there.
So, just kind of show off.
well, what else are we going to do?
I don't think we've teamed up with anyone who wasn't vaguely sketchy so far.
Excuse me.
So-
I beg your pardon.
Oh, we.
We
Okay.
haven't teamed up. I mean,
Or
Brana's
there's
a
no
little
one
sketchy.
I
but-
feel like you. It's
You're
very
not
hard
lying.
to have you roll for it.
Yeah, Brana actually is a little sketchy. But that's Rory was sketchy.
And like a demon in
Yeah.
your brain.
Yeah.
Or something.
Daniel didn't know his name.
Would you use
Our track record with sketchy people has been pretty good so far.
What are you doing? Did you just go back to
Yeah, I just went back to doing that stuff.
I think we should trust her.
Agreed.
Not,
I'm an excellent judge of character.
not based on
terrible
what
judge of
our
character.
not based on anything our book said, but because
Thank you.
what we got to lose. And I'm sure we could take her if she tried to hurt us. Not really worried about it.
Move the
I,
huddle.
I would not be so sure of that. I'm just saying. She is considerably more powerful than we're probably seeing. And that's not me just like trying to assure you. I think we should just
I feel like
Be
if
a-
your forehead glows,
We
you
should
Just
probably
take
have something going on.
a couple of basilisks and, scary wizard
I
folk.
understand that, but let's just be polite. Request her help. She seems nice. And quite
Your
powerful.
CrossFit routine.
From nowhere in particular that I can think of getting, you are reminded that you are pitching someone an extremely dangerous mission.
Yes.
And
Now just-
that one that you cannot embark on without help.
You good with talking with people? So just and I kind of start shoving Octavia that way. Good, just go right ahead,
I'm absolutely terrible at talking to people.
and I will follow full. Go ahead.
Mom, I'm so sorry.
It's your mom.
Did you call me mother? What?
Ma'am?
I understand now. Okay, it's the accent difference is what it is. Okay.
Mom.
Did she use a maternal?
No, it's just
Ma'am?
it's just that she
Ma'am.
talks different.
So like I actually.
No, it's just my accent. Okay. Can I have your name? That might be easier.
Was my name not given when I was recommended?
Nope.
They just
Just
pointed and said that one over there?
Woman with mock.
Pretty much, yes.
Interesting. My name is Azra.
Azra?
Azra.
Thank you for confirming what I spelled before I even knew what it was.
Well,
Do you know what an obelix is?
yes, I have studied them.
We're trying to get memories back from one.
Would you like to help us? Please.
We have gold we can offer.
Could we convince you to do that?
What? How? Why are you dealing with an obelix? Where?
About this time,
We're the
The-
best kid.
this guy, David, who kind of runs your little crew, like blows a whistle. You guys are,
The actual boss.
yeah, you guys are good to like just put the nets on the cart that he has, and you're done for the day.
I did all the netting real good.
You retied the knots that had slipped to repair the net. That's what you do in the afternoon. So there are actually more holes in it than there were before.
It's true.
It's true.
Yeah.
When you fix a net, you put more holes in it.
That
Anyway.
seems kind of productive.
Bigger hole.
Yeah.
Just about, yeah.
It's one of those tumbler things that just rolls around in my head. Just lives in your head rent free when you repair a net. There
Are there
are
any
holes in it.
fish nearby?
There's some-
the
there's
catch. This
water.
is the
Find
afternoon.
out.
If you don't know anything about fishing, I don't.
No, I don't know anything about fishing,
Yes,
but
no.
are there any
This
fish?
You don't see any fish.
This would be a more profitable venture if they were.
What you know and
Yes.
don't share is that you drag the fish in at late morning because fishing is a
Oh yeah, this is
middle of the
afternoon.
night
Yeah,
to late morning thing. This is just afternoon shift repairing nets.
I think it'll be fine. I'll just like saw
As
through
we
it,
do
just like
You guys all line up and get your day's pay.
Mhm.
Because they pay you by the day when you're done.
Okay, so I come back from getting paid and rejoin the conversation we were in the middle of having. Why are you asking about an obelix? Those are dangerous and rare. Usually,
It's
Well, we met a man named Daniel.
is this part of the proper way to say his name, Daniel?
I-
Daniel.
they were. I'm not sure.
It's unclear whether or not his name is Daniel, but that's what he gave us.
He's been touched in the head.
More so it didn't sound like he remembered.
And in order to save someone very important from a dangerous situation, we have to find the memory eater that took his memories and get them back.
I know the whole thing sounds ridiculous to me as well, but here we are.
Ridiculous? No, it actually is making sense. How?
That's not something I've been accused of.
How? Why do you suspect it is an obelix? This is
we were told.
That's what he told
Yeah.
us.
by who?
Daniel.
Oh.
The guy with the memory loss.
Insane person.
Okay, he had enough memory to remember that he was a victim of an obelix. Where? How long ago was this? Where was this?
Still the evening?
Strassus?
Yes.
Well, he was
hold
attacked
on.
in Strassus.
What thing are you
He was
asking
attacked in
about?
Strassus?
Yes.
Yes, this whole thing with the gentleman. I wouldn't say gentleman, actually. Quite
If
rude.
we're talking about when his memories were eaten,
just
that
walked
could have
up
been
to
any
him.
time within like the past couple
Oh,
weeks,
the
like
man turning
not more
people
than
into
about
stone.
2. But we only heard about this like yesterday.
Yeah, we think he was attacked about 6 weeks ago.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. 'cause-
Being held captive by a man who was turning people into stone and tried to turn us with that.
He was trying to resurrect someone that didn't want to come back. Was that what it was?
Yeah.
Okay, but whatever. So
Yeah.
you say there's
That's what I thought.
there's a possibility of an active obelisk in Strassus now,
Yes.
Yeah.
and perhaps has been for
Yeah.
At least a month and a half.
gods.
You guys watch as Asher does some quick math in your head.
Also, changelings and magic, and we're accused of murder. Lots of things.
Let's not confuse things further.
Yes, I will help. Of course, I will help.
Inside check. Because that happened.
Way too quickly.
Still pretty good.
Adorable.
Inside, I said plus 7, 21.
You are rolling deception or persuasion if you want.
I
It's
rolled
like-
one of the two.
Yeah.
That's correct. And I did not roll that high. So,
To this, I go, excellent!
what is Octavia looking for right now? So I know what to answer.
She is
You got
looking for. She's looking for an ideal situation. She would understand why you said yes that quickly, but I don't think that's on the table. She's looking for how do I put this?
Maybe if
Looking for a clue.
or
Thought
if
process
she
and the
intends to help
enthusiasm
you.
with which
It
you
would
said
be-
yes is sus.
Yeah, it would be.
Oh no, I think that.
If she plans to help us, or if I saw something that she thought she could gain. Like, if this seems selfish or not.
Which, go ahead.
Yeah, she very clearly came to
Yeah.
a realization about something else, and that's
So
why.
basically, if she's making eye contact with us, or if she's looking up.
Oh, she's making eye contact, but you're not buying it. Yeah.
You
Excellent!
don't get the vibe that what she's trying to do is screw you over.
So it doesn't seem sinister.
Selfish but not sinister.
Okay. I understand that.
Anyone else up for a hot cooked meal?
Totally altruistic.
Yeah.
Anyone else for a hot cooked meal?
Sure.
Have some
I
rest.
just got off shift, and it's been it's a long day. So,
We've had nothing but goat and snake for the past few
We can,
days.
we can pay for it.
ooh, then of course.
Yes. And, you know,
Let's go find the inn.
alcohol.
Yes.
That's a big thing.
Big fan.
So, yeah, I guess we had.
Not usually the local
Actually,
stuff though.
There's 2 taverns. One seems better than the other. One of them is spelled right. Is that the better one?
I can't go in that one, so we'll be going.
Why?
A
Why?
story for another day. But
No, story
why?
right now.
Sounds like a story for over dinner.
The one that is spelled right is for more acceptable folk in this area. I don't. People don't trust this, so
Rubbish! We're going to that one. How dare they deny our entry?
I don't think you
I'm
can.
actually with you.
Thank you, friend. Let's go.
see how this turns out.
I don't think he can either.
That's
Thanks.
acceptable?
Excuse me.
Oh.
I'll not be treated as such like this. Let's go to the establishment.
As such like this.
Ow.
Fantastic.
I just
Oh, I love it. I love it so much.
You're
So
gone, but I'm going to
also
talk like you're
such
still here
a
to keep up appearances.
Rick staring at
I-
the criminal,
You
walking to a
understand
bar.
what you look
Yeah.
like, right?
And
I've been described it. It's not pretty.
I grab Ronnie's hand because clearly you can't see. And then, no,
Ronnie's
you.
hand.
Me?
I'm sorry, Bonnie's hand, sorry.
I grabbed Ronnie's hand. Clearly, you
No,
can't
I grabbed
see.
Bonnie's hand. Because our friend here is, cannot
No,
see.
I'm making that canon. You grab Ronnie's hand.
No, I'm trying to keep the air of deception.
Okay,
the ice.
You're making it
you
worse.
roll, I don't know what perception, and you can roll deception.
I didn't roll.
Am I rolling perception?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Am I rolling along to see how far I'm dragged?
I'll let
Yeah.
him. I'll
Bonner's coming whether he wants to or not.
Yeah,
So
because you're floating, it's like
That's a 10.
sketching, like on a skateboard.
You rolled a what?
I rolled 11. Like, what did you roll?
I rolled 10.
I rolled
I only plus 2.
You got by.
I got 5 with plus.
This is the first time you've succeeded on that check, if I'm not mistaken. Clearly,
This is episode 8, right?
yes.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
My roll. So,
Clearly, the
this is a normal roll for me.
The 5. Okay,
Yeah.
I'm seeing the 18 more, the 5. Ooh.
That
Yeah.
right there.
Mm.
clearly
You can use mine.
it's clear. It's almost too obvious that the figure who has the white out eyes and the white freckles and the white hair and walking with a quarterstaff is blind and cannot see.
Yeah, how are you doing with not being dragged by me?
I'm just kind of like letting this happen while also not falling.
And knowing Al's probably like, I will not stand for anybody being denied service in an establishment. This is ridiculous. This kind of behavior should not be allowed in this day and age.
A little bit.
All people of all races and everything should be allowed to at least buy a meal and have a good drink in one. And I'm like scolding like Brad at the same time.
Absolutely nobody. You're scolding nobody.
And just storming in the direction of this tavern. How dare they
Trail
deny
along.
service to someone?
Yeah, I'm following behind algebra and.
I don't think any of us introduced ourselves.
I
so-
did.
I did. I'm Alabama.
Algebra.
Neither one of us.
I've not introduced myself. I've
No,
never
algebra was great.
That's right. I'm falling behind, and you hear behind you. I'm right there with you.
Money is just as well spent as anyone else.
Who are you lecturing?
General state of things.
Okay, let's
Have
go.
y'all
Okay.
forgotten that we might be framed for murder?
That's what I was trying to get to next, but I kind of got pulled.
Ah, yes. That would be a problem.
Let's get to the one that's spelled wrong. Just swerve.
Mm.
Not looking to be.
Ezra stops casting invisibility.
Oh, we're just gonna go invisible.
Oh yeah, he was gonna go. I'm right behind you, and then he'd turn around. And
Should we mask our appearance or something?
I mean, we
I
should
could
probably
put a
just
cloak
not
on.
go to the one with the upstanding clientele.
From my understanding, from what I've been told, cloaks make you look more suspicious. Someone told me that once.
Do they have wanted posters?
Hooded cloaks do that. I think just like a cloak, just kind of off the back, it's more regal.
Oh.
Hmm.
That's my impression.
I could shave my horns down to look like another dragon.
No,
But
you're fine.
Don't grow back.
I'm thinking of
Oh, then they
capes.
grow back.
Cape and cloak are different. Yes.
Not that different.
Really,
No.
just the hood.
Just the hood. Yeah.
And that
All right,
perhaps
so we're,
discretion would be the
we're going
better
to the one
part of
that's
valor.
spelled wrong.
We'll go to the less reputable establishment. But we will be back once our names are cleared.
Fantastic.
Okay.
You feel yourself
Mm.
like kind of a sigh of relief that you didn't have to explain anything about yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and they chose to go to a tavern.
Tavern.
To the barn.
Tavar.
This is with ARN.
Yeah.
Nice.
Tab or
So you get there, and I don't know who goes in first.
Probably Ezra.
Ezra walks in, and she sees Derek. He's a halfling bartender who's up on his little stool. And he looks and he goes, I did not know you had friends.
New ones, actually.
I always saw him.
Yeah. I think we're going to be getting to know each other a little bit more today. I'll have the usual.
He takes out the darkest ale alongside a shot of liquor. And he said, he goes, will you be sitting down?
I think so, yeah.
Anywhere you like. There are 3 tables.
Okay.
Like, are they all open? Like, there's no one in here?
Open.
3 tables and no one's
Yeah.
there.
It's the middle of the afternoon.
Yeah, a little early.
Yes, the same, I think, for all of us.
We have a honey mead.
That would be lovely, thank you.
I'll have that dark ale.
Okay.
Do you have a large, just a bigger glass?
She takes out a very small, keg
Oh,
and hands it to you. And he goes, and he just, looks at, he gives you, a nice, in a kind of snifter cup of honey mead. He looks at Ronnie,
Do you have something sweet?
pours the honey mead, hands it to you.
Always.
Looks at Brana and looks at the Brana and it's just kind of what about you? You.
Brana.
the man's
It's you!
the man's blind, not deaf.
What about you?
Can I have a honey mead as well?
He hands the honey mead.
And, food? Just any...
Fish.
Fish sounds great.
Great. He doesn't ask any more questions. He
5,
goes back to
thank
the
you.
kitchen.
5, we're apparently getting
Oh,
fried
but
fish.
first he goes, that'll be 2 gold. Takes it and he's like,
Little
Yeah.
snicker.
Oh, it's way too much.
yeah.
So as we proceed to the table, I kind of look over our new companion. Is something wrong with the?
It's just bad.
Oh.
I get it every day, so it hopefully drive me to get out of this place faster. It's just it's just this thing I need to motivate me. I can stop drinking this as soon as I get out of here.
Why haven't you left?
Knowing Al, it's probably okay to him.
Yeah, probably. Ellenbrook doesn't care because Constitution and Dragonborn. It's got it's a little chewy sometimes.
Chewy?
Oh, I don't know what it is.
Oh,
It's something to
Jesus.
make it it's not chewy, but you know how some liquids are inconsistent in their thickness? I hate that. That's what it is, and that would push you to want to get out.
I don't know anyone who does like that.
Your guys' honey mead is very sweet.
Yeah.
Very
It's
sweet.
It's mostly honey, isn't it?
Mike's
It's
hard.
yeah,
It's
it's
hard to
if this is sweet enough, you won't be able to smell or taste anything else that's bad in it. It's harmless, but it's just it's not good.
Teeth hurt.
This is Ronnie's favorite so far.
Just Ronnie
Just
it's like honey.
Well, he doesn't like the taste of alcohol, so
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, this is the under poured cherry vodka sour of
Oh.
honey mead.
Yeah, it's mostly
It's
just
just
syrup.
grenadine and a tiny bit of sweet and sour mix and a drop of alcohol.
it's like it's too sweet, but at least it doesn't taste like
It
alcohol.
doesn't.
It's true. Why can't you leave?
It's just the only place I could find work, really. Trying to save up so I can get back to the city.
You're wizard. You can't find work?
Is, but
You're
not
no
employable.
longer a professional wizard?
no, never was actually. I was a student
Okay.
until recently.
Me too.
Oh.
And I had a work program, so.
See, they didn't have that at my place. So,
Where did you go to school?
the academy in Strassus.
Okay.
Yes.
There's really only one wizarding academy. You probably know that. They had to consolidate their resources when they're trying to rebuild after the 3 centuries or whatever. And because wizards are the most specifically trained of all the groups, you find cleric schools for different gods and stuff, but this is there's one Hogwarts. But it's for kind of all ages again because they're just trying to start with whatever they have. And professional wizard isn't a huge thing because of that. They would be very highly paid. There were, but most people don't have the means to purchase one or hire one.
If I could ask,
Depends on the question.
the
Mm-hmm.
what the thing that closed.
It's a sort of a family heirloom.
Are we not talking quietly about it anymore? I don't know. When is it?
I mean, it's just
There
us
was
and
no one
Derek.
else here,
Oh,
and everyone has seen it.
and
So-
you're okay with these lot knowing? Okay, good. Please go
Oh,
continue.
yeah, you might as well know.
Continue.
We're about to travel together.
No, I
It
saw
sounds like.
it. Yeah,
Oh,
Did you notice too?
I did.
it's pretty clearly visible.
I'm just making sure.
Mhm.
Is this a normal thing?
Oh yes, back at my home, it's everywhere. You know,
Ah,
it is. It's a sort of a tribal tattoo thing.
quite interesting. He takes out his little book and like, ooh.
Octavia quickly does the same thing.
Would it be perception?
It would be insight.
Oh,
Roll.
my name's Ronnie.
Hello, Ronnie. I'm Azra. Good
Nice
to meet you.
The soldier did this backwards. I apologize.
We're reading now, so introductions can be made.
Sure.
I'll say you can roll at advantage because you've given this. This is not your first time.
Okay.
And just to give you a fighting chance.
The first one.
Uh,
I rolled a 14.
you roll insight.
I didn't.
Tavia roll insight. All of you roll insight.
Ooh!
I didn't.
It's a natural 20 for a 27.
9.
You can just say natural 20.
I didn't roll.
Natural
Why
20
don't-
beat me.
What?
Natural 20 does not.
I'm gonna
work
say you don't have to.
Yeah,
if you weren't
but
paying
also you rolled a
attention, but
20,
you were.
so-
I wasn't. Nah.
It's just a very high number,
Just
regardless.
bragging.
What was
Yeah.
yours? What was yours?
Was mine? Oh, it was a 15.
So
I didn't make that.
yeah, that's not worth it. You guys don't have to pursue it, but you know, like that's not if any part of that is true, it's not the whole truth, and you know that no part of that is true. The natural 20.
Just gonna keep.
I
that
will
in mind.
also say that you sense that this she's not trying to deceive you to like use it against you. She's not trying to hurt you. She just
Again, no
doesn't
sinister.
want to tell you.
So, are y'all born with a scar on your head, or do they do that?
Oh no! It is something that you go through like a ritual back at home. It's sort of like a coming of age thing.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah.
it's not like a birthmark.
No. Could you imagine? Little babies.
So what age do you get it at?
16. Mm-hmm. I've had this for a while now.
How old are you now?
26. So that's a decade. Mm.
It was rude.
Yeah.
Especially
Uh,
if
My
it
mouth can't
comes
be
up
right, can it?
organically, you can
No, it
ask.
was great at that. Damn it.
Organic.
I would hope so.
I recall.
How old is everyone? Other than you, because you just said.
Never ask a woman. I'm 32.
Oh, but you're an elf.
You
Y'all
asked
age
me how old
differently.
I am. What?
Woman to woman.
And, okay.
I'm 20 years of age. Was that not bad? Or could you not look at the
You don't
rings
have-
on my horns? And,
Oh,
yes.
you can count the rings.
You can't clearly. It's,
I didn't know that that's what
Yes,
that
yes.
You can
meant.
cut it first. And then you
no,
can
you can see the growth pattern. It's for every year. Look, see? See?
As the
I
ranger-
was-
Ronnie's like,
As the
"Trees,
ranger,
that
I
works."
do know about trees.
I'm making that part up. I just.
No, I get it. I'm 32. In elf years, I suppose I'm.
A baby.
Practically.
No, I'm nearing out of adolescence.
Mm.
So I guess what, like human, whatever would
I'm
call
Really?
it,
17.
18, 19. So about the same.
Al reaches across the table and like grabs her honey wand, just like
No.
Just making sure. Just
I'm 23. 23.
I'm feeling very young.
Derek comes back out. He's got like family style, like big platter of smoked fish, whatever's.
This is the good stuff.
This is
Did we
fresh
want 5 whole
water.
fish?
Yeah, fresh water. So probably
Oceans is
I don't
what was
know.
trying.
not catfish because catfish is disgusting.
Catfish is
Salmon.
disgusting. Yay!
Yay.
Yeah, and plops it on the table. He brings plates for everyone.
If only for catfish, but salmon is good too.
Catfish is gross. The bottom feeders.
They do
I
taste a
did
lot like
Grab one and just kind of.
It is delicious. It was probably caught that day. Like, the number one factor in fish is freshness, and it's extremely fresh.
Something we in Texas have never known. Fish that was caught that day.
I mean, we've known a lot about fish that was frozen that day.
Yeah. We know a lot about catfish that were caught that day.
It was like,
Al eats his fish
refills.
whole. Everything.
Anyone refills?
No, thank you.
His dragon.
Yeah.
Yes, thank you.
Bones and all.
Great.
Just like
He walks back behind the bar.
maybe picks a bone out of his fang.
Did you just pick your bone out and then eat it again?
I didn't want it to go to waste. Also, if you leave the bones in there, they could quite odorous.
No, sure. Okay.
You eat bones?
Would this be surprising to you?
I mean,
Not
no,
disappointing.
but I hadn't seen you actually just eat a bone by itself yet.
We are quite able to digest anything, really. I mean, you all seemed a bit taken aback when I ate the organs off of the goats that we caught. Whereas, I don't understand why anyone would waste such a tasty morsel of an animal.
Disgusting.
I mean,
Very strange.
usually
Yes.
use it for other things.
Not sustenance?
I suppose I didn't eat ants when I was a kid.
Oh, ants.
Did you?
Fun.
Quite small. And
Yes.
For fun?
I would hope for something more,
No,
I think
trying
my
to impress
sister.
a boy. Oh, girl.
I think my sister made me eat a mud pie once.
A mud pie.
Good.
You make the pat. I believe you just patty out of the mud and then you just.
And you have the nerve to question me eating the
It's
bones of an animal?
It is actually mud when you a mud pie. Okay.
Well, that's not even
something-
edible.
Not something that you
I
want to
didn't-
do.
I didn't exactly have a choice. I got shoved down my throat.
Well, I guess it's
Oh,
better than
bullying.
food.
Yes.
I'm sorry.
Oh, have you
I
noticed
too
it?
come from a large family of other siblings.
It
I
doesn't
do
deserve
understand
it.
that. Did you not just, wrap her about the head very, very vigorously until she stopped?
I was tree.
Tree?
Right.
Yeah.
But you still had her reach. Right.
Accents are not that difficult.
Oh, you come smaller at 3. You don't immediately start growing. Okay.
Do you?
Yes.
Oh.
Yes. Dragonborn, we are within a year and a half. We are almost able to
So
take
you've
care of
been
ourselves.
this
Sounds like a
big forever.
difficult birth.
No, not this big. They're a bit smaller, but we grow into adolescence very fast.
Ah,
Right.
okay.
Right?
You have to. You don't want to be,
I don't know.
left behind.
Basically lizards, so yeah.
Nature check.
You have to survive.
Nah.
Yeah, I'm not even gonna try to roll it.
I do. I have seen smaller humans. I understand that your bones grow slower over a couple of years, and
Again, not human.
even the small versions of bipedal humanoid type creatures.
You guys notice the sun starting to set, and you remember the extreme urgency of the mission that you have.
We were all speaking in slow mo.
The extreme urgency of the mission might take
To
precedence.
try and find.
Are we several days from Strassus?
You're a single day from Strassus, but you have to get there, you have to convince, you have to plan, you have to.
Well, it's late evening, so we need to bed down somewhere. I suppose the tavern did not have an inn attached to it, so.
I mean,
It does.
It
It's a
does.
barn.
tomorrow.
Where else would I sleep?
Oh, well, that's
You
fine.
sleep at the inn every night.
It is. Yes, they have accommodations for long term. Yes.
Oh, then I'm going to go secure a room for myself. Any of you bunking together, you probably do not want to bunk with me. I'm just saying.
You know that there's exactly one other room.
There's one.
Going to have to get cozy.
I'm sorry?
There's only one other room available, last I heard.
You're taking up half the accommodations of the inn. Okay.
I'm okay to sleep on the floor. Remember, I curl up.
You look like a lizard.
Floor's fine for me.
I suppose we can try to go to bed now, and I imagine you wake up very early in the morning, so we get up all,
Set
all
about.
of us
Yes.
like and
I will speak with the dockhand about, being off for a while.
Yes.
And of course, we could pay you for what your standard fee would be for a day of work.
Yes, I assumed.
And
Yeah.
we compensate you.
Mhm.
That's
How
only
much is
fair.
that?
Can I roll for what's a good fee for this sort of thing?
You can roll, but I also think that it would occur to you that you don't know very much about the nature of the mission or what's required of you, so you're not going to be able to estimate a good fee without more details.
I'm not going to be able to estimate a good fee without more details about.
What details do you need?
Are we slaying the Oblex? Are we driving it out of the city?
We were told that we don't actually need to slay it.
We're just trying to get the memories back. Right?
Yes.
You are after memories. Okay.
Correct.
That's the most important part is to get the memories.
I have to find it first.
Presumably, wandering around is not a good thing, but it's not a problem we're directly addressing.
I imagine if it is wandering around, it will always be a problem.
Do you know? You said you studied them. Do you know where it might be?
Well, the Oblex preys on memories. It would want to be in a dense area. It would want somewhere it could retreat to after it is claimed a victim. It doesn't need any special accommodations. It is in its primal form. It is simply an ooze slime. So I would imagine if there were an Oblex you've already located that is in Strassus, it might be sewers, perhaps? One possibility. Easy retreat. Not many people want to go down there.
Intelligence, and you know that.
It would be. Could it be in the sewers under the academy? Perhaps? If there is such a thing. I haven't explored that myself. Yes?
I would imagine not many people like to explore sewers.
No.
We set out for Strassus tomorrow.
The academy, there could be. Would there be a library separate from the academy, or would it just be. Would the academy and the library sort of be the same thing?
There would be like how in Texas they have gas stations that are split with beer and liquor, and liquor is only on the one side.
Yeah.
They have a large library that's open to the public with additional resources that are behind the academy's borders.
Okay. So that it's just kind of like a public wing of the academy.
Yeah, because they have interest in educating the public, but they're not going to keep all the rarest manuscripts that they have gotten out there. So there's restricted sections. But yeah, there's a library.
Maybe gas stations / restaurants, right?
Yes. So we've been to the Taco Bell KFC.
Absolutely.
That would be, as far as you know, the biggest concentration of
Also,
intelligence would probably
Also,
be
you're
around
right.
that.
What was he doing?
I'm sorry?
Nothing.
Do the Oblexes have gender? I wouldn't think they would.
I mean, temporarily, yes, when they take on another form, perhaps. But does that really count?
Probably not.
Physical form and gender aren't the same thing, so I'm not sure.
No.
Say, if it's like a social thing, then it wouldn't matter.
Oblexes are the masters of constructing social constructs, is what we're getting at right now. I think. No?
You guys are somewhat familiar with this from the planning stage of what the other guy was trying to do was recreate a very precise form of his dead wife.
Creepy.
Very, very creepy.
So
Yeah,
I think Sue is under.
So being able to replicate a social situation does not necessarily mean that it is directly applicable once, like, to your person, you know?
Yeah. So you think he or they or it is probably under the academy?
That would be the first place I would start looking. Yes.
So I suppose the details are go into the sewers or wherever and kill or extract memories from this thing, and you have to put them somewhere.
I can get that covered.
Yeah, like a jar.
Like a
Yeah.
magic jar.
It goes in a jar?
Goes in a jar.
Yeah, you can just put memories in a jar. Yes.
Huh.
It's quite simple,
Okay.
actually.
So
Sounds
do
like
that,
boring.
and then yeah, you
Are you
will.
lying?
Sounds like never.
You can roll insight check.
No, I'm asking you in character.
No, I'm not lying. And she just like shakes her hand and her fingertips start glowing, and she puts them on her forehead and draws down her face, and something starts to like a fog starts to come out of her nose, and she breathes out, and then she takes like her finished glass of ale and just puts this little kind of like floating gas in there. It's like, there's one.
What is it?
That's his memory.
What is it?
That is a memory of.
Would you know?
The memory exactly is unimportant, but.
How do I know it's a memory?
I mean, what else would it be?
Yes, what else would it be, Octavia?
So?
I mean, it's.
But I really, really hope you didn't just pull your soul out through your nose. But
I would not be standing here if I pulled my soul out.
that's fair.
While you guys have no proof, you are all struck with how little you understand about this specific type of magic. Probably none of you have been close with a wizard before. A wizard's magic is a whole different weird thing. And, yeah. Don't need to roll inside. There's certainly not an air of trying to hide anything. If anything, there's a little bit of an air of showing off. Somebody is impressed by magic. So.
And she simply takes the mug and then drinks it back up.
That's the scariest thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, for sure.
Did not count that.
When it was calm on the inside and inside, it's just
Did you not just tell me about how you encountered someone trying to reshape their dead wife and basilisks and whatnot? That was scary?
That tops it.
It seems to all kind of be at the same level.
and
Though
what-
high.
I'll have to
the
keep that in
the
mind.
magic he displayed at the time was mostly not as
Cast
interesting
turning
looking.
away from me.
Yeah, I just hate it so much.
Okay, well,
Oh,
it is exactly
bedtime?
that we're going to need if we're extracting memories from the Noblex. I'll have to do that to it, unless anyone else has an idea.
Through how do you?
Yeah, I can do it again. And
you just make the gesture.
yeah. Fun joke.
Let's go to bed.
You have not discussed fees or any of that or the plan. I don't know if you want to, or if you just.
We can discuss on the road. Figure that out.
Have you talked to the person about the room?
Not yet. I think Alabroth.
Yeah, I went over
was
to
gonna go
secure
yeah.
accommodations.
No, you may not choose to share with them that they could go to the other tavern if they wanted to not all share a room. That should be fine.
I don't know if she shares them.
Okay.
Well-
Certainly be inconvenient.
We've only got 2 rooms, and I occupy one of them, so perhaps we would have to split up. Some people stay in mine, some people get the other room. Is that possible? Is that what we're looking for?
I'm going to spare you the sound of a dragonborn soaring and
You
take
say
other
the other one.
Yes.
I will stay wherever it is convenient.
You can have the bed. I'll take the floor. I prefer the floor.
I'll stay with you.
You're not going to lean up against me. You guys aren't going to lean up against me again last time for warmth, are you?
No.
Oh, okay.
I don't mind.
Thank you very much. Of course.
Brian also doesn't care, to be fair.
Bonnie, you look over and there's, I don't know what gender, but it's a very attractive human woman, like, in her own kind of way. A little crazy looking, but as a ranger, that never bothered me.
I'm also like intensely aware of the fact that I'm younger than everyone else.
I'm a minor.
We little bab.
Wizards do not teach people, if that's what you're thinking.
I didn't assume wizards. Are you
Oh,
human?
good. Hmm?
Are you human?
Yes, of course.
Okay, just wondering.
So, I will go clean some things up real quick.
Okay.
Everything should be ready in a moment. Just finish your drink and then come up whatever. And she runs up.
If when you snore, I'm going to hit you. Stay.
I probably won't notice, just letting you know.
It'll make me feel better.
Sorry, yeah.
So you hustle up. Do you have anything up there to clean, and what is it?
I'm just putting the bed together and just like making everything look tidy. There's nothing really dirty.
I didn't know if they're like books and crazy scrawlings or anything.
Ravings of a madman.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
like a
gonna
bunch
take
of
your
push
conspiracy
pins.
theory wall down.
Yeah.
Get the red string down.
There's just a bundle of papers and pins and strings all in a corner.
Like
Nice and tidy.
kill list.
Charlie Jason there.
I throw him out the window.
So you guys go up, and who's where?
Staying with Alpha.
Ronnie, you staying with here.
I'll stay with Azra.
Currently, I'm staying with Oliver.
Okay, so you guys go up and you bed down for the night, and we're gonna take a break.
Hey!
Awesome.
Cool.
Much
Should I
excited.
run a video?
I'm gonna run a video.
You could run the miniature one from.
No, you just said she's gonna run a video.
No, I didn't add it in, but we do have a video.
Oh,
for
I'm
it.
Take
not gonna
advantage of
worry
this.
about that
And
right
that-
now.
Okay,
Yeah,
just
it's
go
right
sleep.
Where's the-
Oh, it's right there.
Yeah.
Oh boy. I hope the mic doesn't pick anything up. Kitty.
Which one is it?
It was the black one.
Eli.
I had bad luck.
Stitch.
No, he's good luck.
In Japan, it was called Go-Go 5.
Your cat.
No, Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue was called Go-Go 5.
That was my nickname.
And
All
welcome back.
right.
Did you know that Power Rangers Lightspeed Rescue was the only one
Okay.
to feature a Ranger that was totally made for American audiences and
I'm
was
gonna
not
go
featured
mute
in?
the mics now.
Okay. Are they unmuted?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Why do you think I sat down?
Why?
Okay, no, I just didn't want that useless Power Ranger Super Sentai knowledge to go wasted.
It did.
Is the audience here for the D&D or is the audience here for all of the stuff around the D&D?
Is there an audience?
There is an audience of exactly
Four
people. So yes, there is an audience.
It
Oh,
was 2 when I was trying to watch.
Oh, 3.
They lost someone with the Power Rangers.
are you kidding me? They should have stayed for the Power Rangers
No,
knowledge.
you know what? They wanted to stay for Big Bad Beetleborgs instead.
I actually like that show.
I did not like that show. Well, I loved that show. Watched
Wasn't
it again.
Big Bad Beetleborgs is like a parody of Power Rangers,
Anyways.
Not really.
So,
right?
you guys fit down for the night.
Kept sunglasses.
Al curls up into his ball with the tail.
Kind of like take them because they were flagged and I could see it in the stream. I'm like, okay. Rana, you go to sleep. You all go to sleep. You just sleep and stay chilling.
By the way, I sleep on the floor so that Octavia can sleep on the bed. 'Cause I'm a gentleman.
I have a bedroll, so I'll be like
Yeah.
off in a corner or something.
Yeah.
Because like the awkward photo.
Al, no bedroll, just
I'm definitely still in the back.
in a ball.
My leg is like off of my bedroll, like in your side to try and shut you up. It's not working.
Don't get bitten.
No, your side,
Oh.
not your face. I'm not that
Oh yeah, my face is covered. You can get to it.
Rana, you, as you're sleeping, you have a dream, and you're pretty sure this is a dream early on, which isn't always the case. And you are sitting, and basically, like, everyone that you know is there. Like, your town is there, your sister's there,
sitting in my town.
everybody from the party is there, and Azra's there. And everybody's like sharing memories, and it's weird, and it's like they all know each other. And all of a sudden, Azra says, you remember that time when we went with Mom and Dad, and we were and we got to go to the textile factory, and we just watched them make all the clothes, which is a memory you have. And then he's like, or she's like, or you remember that time we were at the monastery and we got to go see all the cliffs and the water just crashed and splashed everywhere and it was just so beautiful. We watched the sunset. Or you remember the time when we were sitting at home and we just had that really awesome talk with Dad and he let us get tipsy for the first time, just a little bit tipsy. Or you remember that time where it was us and, you know, my brothers weren't being dicks to me for once, so we had that wrestling match and nobody's limbs got broken or anything. Or you remember the time when I made you eat a mud pie, or you remember the time, and all of a sudden you see, like, you start to notice that he's remembering everyone's memories. You remember the time I asked you to bless my crops? You remember the time? And she starts going faster and faster and faster and faster. And as she's doing it, she's taking like these threads out and just making like this pile, and it gets bigger and bigger and bigger. And then she just like all of a sudden stops and she just looks at it, and the pile has grown and is bigger than she is. And she just sits there for a second. And she's like, I don't remember anything. And bam, you're out of the dream. And then the rest of you don't have dreams. It's nice.
I hate them.
You guys all wake up.
I just wake up staring at the ceiling, just like, why?
Hey, me too.
And you find yourself thinking about, would it be dangerous to try and find the memories of somebody who's consumed a lot of memories within it? What are the risks? to someone else and you stare at the ceiling for a while, I would say probably you wake up first because you're used to waking up early now. And I don't know, what do you do?
I guess
It's probably about 4:35.
I do a quick scan to make sure Ronnie hasn't fucked anything in the night.
Dead ass asleep.
You're like a 17-year-old kid, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not super worried about that.
Just see a little breeze tussling his hair.
That's true. He does have a personal breeze that he carries with him.
Personal pretty boy breeze.
I think Azra spends a good while looking for a draft in the room.
Do you know what Ronnie looks like?
Of course Azra does.
I mean,
Yeah,
question.
yeah.
Do you know what Ronnie looks like?
You're looking like an air ganassi, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah, I don't know how familiar Azra is with your kind, so
Okay.
Azra is probably confused for a second and then just whatever.
The room is uncomfortably still, like it always is since you've got there.
No, there's no window. It's
No window.
yeah, there's a candle that we blew out and that was all the light. And the worst part is when you wake up, there's still no light, so you have to fumble for the candle. Or like open the door and get like in the hallway. It's not great.
Yeah, just little breeze.
I think Azra makes sure that like any like personal affects are like on her person before she leaves, but otherwise just Ronnie not to do anything else, anything stupid. So she leaves the room and tries to get an early breakfast like she usually would.
Derek's up. He's made a bigger pile of fish than he usually does in the morning, anticipating that they would want to have fish as well.
Derek, I've always wanted to ask, do you sleep? How do you have all of this prepared every morning?
I have a cot in the kitchen. Like, it's the only building I have. It's a set aside. It's nice. It's fun. I don't have anything else going on.
Oh,
You gotta make a living.
I get that. Sure.
Yeah, but I got a good fee for your guests.
Yeah, I really should have told them the regular pricing here, but it seemed like they were up for it surprisingly.
Pricing is scaled.
Uh-huh.
The one in the nice robes, she can pay a little more.
What if they're trying to hire me for a job? How much should I ask for the job? Like, it must be higher than what I'm getting at the docks for sure, but
I think jobs are probably based on a few things. Is there danger to your person?
yes,
What?
probably.
Danger to your status, or could you be jailed? Could you be?
No. She paid 2 gold for dinner. How much? She must be loaded, right? Like she couldn't afford to just. Is she rich? What are they doing? Looking, they could hire whoever they want. What?
Maybe not every wizard wants to risk their life. Your bunch supposedly is pretty easy to kill with just a good blow to the forehead.
I don't know how many people have actually tried, but
That's what I've heard. Who knows? Do they need you? Is it something you can do that not everyone can do? Can every wizard do it?
technically, not as well as I could though. So that is something.
Are they pressed for time?
Mm-hmm. You'll probably get a good bit out of them, you think?
You should charge a lot. How much is your life worth? Objectively, you know, not to you.
I'm gonna have to think on that one.
It's the scale you should be thinking on.
Thank you.
What do I know?
You know how to make good fish.
I do. He takes a big bite. Just up, though. The rest of you all wake up probably pretty early.
I would like to go down before the others do.
Okay. With your quarter stuff. Okay.
Going down the stairs very carefully.
Okay.
You look over and you see Octavia's eyes just watching you as you go.
So you get downstairs.
Quick, over here. The fish is going to get cold if you don't get it soon.
I'll follow the sound of your voice. And I use the staff.
Roll another perception. I'm gonna give him at least one daily for this.
Give me?
Her, yeah.
Alice probably smelled food and proceeded downstairs by now.
Well,
Not yet.
quite yet. So
Okay.
he just stops you.
And I'm doing perception?
Yep.
That's an 11.
14.
Huh?
I think that's
What's
eight plus 6?
8 plus 6 is 14. You got it.
Got math.
Say, at the very least, it's bigger than a letter.
Azra finds herself wondering why you would be an adventurer. Maybe.
I'm gonna carefully take a seat next to Azra.
Head out of the bedroom. Do you stop me from going downstairs?
It'll be separate bedrooms.
Would be separate bedrooms.
Presumably, you would see me in a hallway.
I'd probably ask you to come into our bedroom, actually.
Go on.
I just wanted to ask you something, Azra.
Sure thing. I'm an open and honest person.
You can roll against that if you want, but you don't.
Not necessary.
No. He's seen enough.
I'm an open spellbook.
He's seen.
Not an intentional pun, but I'll take it. When it comes to removing memories, is that necessarily safe? Well, what's the risk to everyone else? To you? To us? To the creature? To the person that had their memories stolen?
Are we speaking of the way the Oblex operates, or how the spells I would use operate?
I guess both. I'm not well versed in this sort of magic. I just want to make sure everyone's safe.
Well, the spells I cast are perfectly harmless. I'm not even. I am not removing a memory. I'm simply copying it. Is what is happening. So there's no damage to the subject of the spell. Honestly, I don't exactly get what the taboo around it is. It just seems harmless to me, but some people get upset over it. I guess if you don't ask. But
Can you determine what memories you're taking, or is it kind of a guessing game?
typically, when you are casting the spell, you have an idea of what you were looking for, and the spell seeks that out for you. Although exactly the nature of what I'm doing. Yesterday, I demonstrated my ability to pull a memory out of my own head. I can't just do that freely with other people's minds. I have to have it synergize with a different spell, that is, detect thoughts. And so, what I'm really doing is I am penetrating someone's psyche. I am sifting around for what I need to find using detect thoughts. And then I use the second spell, and I am able to pull what I am seeing in their head out of my mind. This is what is happening.
Roll an Arcana check for me.
Alright. Pretty good. Oh, is it a 19? Is it a 19? That's a 19.
For the first time, as they're asking you these questions, the enormity of the concept of sifting through a creature who has consumed memories for who knows how long, trying to find exactly the very specific one or ones that you're looking for gets to you. You have never, I would say probably at the academy once, you used the spell like in a classroom setting on someone who was like was not entirely of a single mind, maybe somebody with like multiple personalities or something like that, and it had complicated quite a lot because you felt like you were kind of walking in like a foggy place looking for certain areas, and you realized that if this creature, if it's been around for a minute, could have done this to hundreds of people, maybe dozens if you're lucky, perhaps thousands, and you have no idea what navigating within that headspace is going to look like. Detect thoughts can be driven by questions directed at it. You don't know if it, you probably know that it speaks common, but like the enormity of this quest starts to get to you.
Well, of course, the curious thing about detect thoughts is that you are not really delving into someone's memories. That is a more advanced spell than even I have. But you can read what they're thinking about at the moment. So usually you have to pair it with questions. You have to get them thinking about what you want to come to the forefront of their mind. And if they're thinking about it, that's when you dive in and you get it while it's available. Going into someone's deep into their mind, into their subconscious, what they're not thinking about, that is not available to me, so we're going to have to get it thinking about what we want.
I see. And you'll be safe too, doing this, right?
Of course. There was no risk to me.
Yeah, for that one, roll an insight check.
Hey. 19.
19. Azra is lying about there being no risk, but she's still confident.
Yeah, you
She can
see
help
her
us.
confidence in her as a spellcaster. Yeah.
I will pretend like I don't, like that I did not.
That you accept it on the surface.
I'm gonna. Alright.
Thank you.
Probably the first time somebody's touched you and hot finished.
Yeah.
I'm gonna give like that like reassuring squeeze.
Am I being restrained from going to get food?
Not restrained, but she is starting a conversation.
Oh.
I don't know if y'all good.
That's all I
Pick me.
have.
Sit there
I'm
in
gonna-
silence.
Oh, then I'm going for the food.
Not yet.
Wait.
I don't want to alarm you. She's not being forthright about some things in her background, but I do not think that she has any sinister implications for us. I think she maybe has a past to hide, but that's not the worst thing in the world, right?
Right.
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 Just from downstairs. Right.
She's right behind you.
Yeah, she's just not being forthright. I just wanted you to know that without her getting closer and closer to our huddle like she did yesterday. Okay,
Do you think we should go let them know that breakfast is ready?
let's go. I think breakfast is
enjoying
ready.
Oh, I know breakfast is ready, and the
Enjoying
fact
the
that you're
moment.
standing in the way of it,
The boisterous
That's it, I'm done.
dragonborn.
Okay.
Like,
kind of
I don't mind it actually.
move up
It's-
maybe
it's
to the
been-
side.
It's been
and
nice.
walk past.
You don't have to.
he's rather a funny one in me.
Yes.
Wait, what?
Algebra.
Should be better than that. You guys come downstairs, eat a nice hearty breakfast.
Grabs food before even his butt hits the chair. Just
As he's sitting, just
And probably eats everyone else's discarded bones pile.
And
as
this,
everyone talks, like it's just like, really?
and this is just a testament to Derek's fine cooking, is that we've had fish for dinner last night and we have it for breakfast today, but it's still great.
It's a fish town.
Are you going to eat the heads off of yours?
You can have it.
Thank you.
Dude, he's eating
party.
bones like he's stealing fries off someone's plate.
Yeah.
See, I was thinking about the people that like that don't eat their like crust, their pizza bones, and they're just like, "Are you gonna eat that?" And then they just eat everybody else's crust.
Yeah, if y'all left fish heads, like, seriously, what's wrong with you
That's
guys?
disgusting. I do believe we're on the timetable.
Derek's like, well, I'm sure the docs will miss you. They're gonna have to try and find someone else to hire at the rate of 3 gold a day.
Yes, actually, you have that. It's actually a little bit high. It's actually 4 gold a day.
4 gold a day, my bad.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, on that one, I'm rolling for bullshit.
Okay, this dice is gonna.
They yes. When I started guiding them to the fish, they actually upped my pay.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
and that dynamite spell is gonna make it easier.
So that's
Actually, yes.
that's insight, right?
For
Yeah.
sure.
Okay, 19.
19.
Yeah, they're
20, not natural.
Okay, well, let me roll.
No.
You and Derek both have to roll. Derek got a 3.
I got a 22.
Oh, so
21.
they believe you about the spell.
I'm going to assume that is the correct rate of pay.
I mean, maybe.
It's like world's deadliest catch out there. All right, cool.
Thinking about too much to really.
I think Derek's probably lying about how much they'll miss her.
I mean, the fish is good.
Damn.
He got a 3.
Wow.
Yeah, and you guys take off on the one road out of this
We're
town.
off on a secret mission. Okay. Sorry.
It is starting to be fall. It is it has some of that, you know what coastal haze is in the morning? Like, it's kind of foggy in the mornings.
Have we considered buying a cart? Just with all this walking and everything.
Yes, do you
Don't
see
like
any
walking.
horses?
I would love to kick my feet up.
See, I'm just saying.
On the
We may run across
is that
some.
available?
I thought, if you brought it up, I thought that was an option.
Is there one available in the town?
Should we be stranded?
I
We
wouldn't
could
know.
eat the horses.
You didn't see a
You
stable
don't eat the
sign.
horses.
I
You-
think this is too small a town for that to be a cart.
Okay.
You see them coming through, but that's about it.
Here we go.
Perhaps we'll find one in Strassus.
So you're about a
If
day's
we find one
walk.
in Strassus,
It's a one horse town, not a horse and cart
Oh.
town.
Big
Ah,
red fish.
like many towns in Texas.
So you guys are along it's not exactly a coast because it's a river. You see ships here and there. It's not exactly a port town, but they have goods that come up like the Louisiana River kind of, that they'll float stuff by. They're not going particularly fast and nobody pays you any mind. There is nobody going the other way. It's just like all day. Nobody going the same way. Nobody. It's a main road. There's just not a lot of reason to go from one way to the other.
Good. No one recognizes us. Is that a murdering lot over there?
Yeah, you do see some pointing from one of the ships at one point, but you think it's probably just because Alabroth is too big. About a foot taller. Than
And,
it
know,
was.
and knowing Al, he probably goes, hello!
You see the kind of rough and like deckhands, like
Friendly bunch out there.
Yes. Us
probably
too.
trying to do theater.
We're not a tribe.
As you get closer, you start to see like settlements here and there. There's some farming in the area, not a lot. It's not great land for that, but just settlements here and there. You guys stop for a meal, probably at some point.
Some fish that we packed.
Yeah, probably for a couple of silver could have bought fish for the day.
He brought the prices down reasonably.
Oh, not from there.
Oh yeah.
Okay.
The guy selling fish popsicles on your way out of town.
Could've
I don't
Probably
know how
bought
he
a
does
satchel of fish on my way out. And other crabs and stuff for snacking.
that. Ooh, crabs.
I don't need to cook them.
I know. It's like sushi.
So while we travel, we said we would talk about details and my fee, of course. Given the level of expertise that this job demands, and given the time away, travel time back, think a you seem like nice people. And I want to help you out with this. It sounds like it's very important. I'll lowball myself. We will go for a reasonable fee of 100 gold.
Don't have.
That's not true.
That doesn't seem reasonable.
Does it not? You are employing a high-level wizard?
Are we?
I'm sorry.
Amber gave you gold.
How much gold?
We didn't get
Some of
into
it.
it.
She just blasts a fireball into the sky. Just a high-level wizard, as I said. Mark off the spell.
How many times can you? And that's exactly. How many times can you do that a day?
Can we not do that again? It was
If
very
I,
hot.
my apologies. If I prepared it, I could do it more than that.
We're probably going to run into the Oblex today. What amount of your
Exactly. The show of force that you just did may have been wasted.
I will say that you know that you're not going to get there until evening. Like,
Yes, I thought-
late in the evening.
I thought we would settle the Distrassus for a bit and get cracking tomorrow.
fairly urgent. Okay, that is
We'll go down to 80 gold for the spell.
you said at the docks it was 4 gold a day?
Mhm.
So day there, day to do it,
That's
day to
very
come back. So
expensive.
that's 3, so that's 12 gold.
Yes, but
You want to-
that's my fee for being
Charge.
employed as a dockhand. It's for
Mm.
tying nets together. This is a wizard's fee is higher entirely.
Questionable as to why you don't pursue that as your occupation, vice a dockhand.
Well, you said he was unemployable.
She.
Or she. She said she was unemployable.
Exactly.
I did not say I was unemployable. I
Mm.
said I could not find work. There is a
You-
difference. There is
Mm.
Distinctly said unemployable because I have not heard that word before.
That would imply that
Run.
employ as a wizard is scarce or unable to obtain,
Scarce is the correct word, yes.
or unable to obtain.
You did just see my fireball, did you not?
Which I did see that. I
Mhm.
as another one, I cast sacred flame into the air. Like, yes, and that is a cantrip.
If we're talking, there was that, and then there was
Did
what
you
I.
cast fireball?
You use
This
a
is the difference between you watched her use a flamethrower into
And
the
you've got, like, a
sky, and
lighter.
then what you did was a big lighter.
Exactly.
Like,
and I used a cantrip instead of what I am
a
to
charred
understand.
bird falls to the ground.
Oh,
No, please go ahead.
I'm sorry.
I'm too stuffed from breakfast. Please go ahead.
No, I'm good.
Are we done having a pissing contest?
We're just making sure that we reach a fair price on this.
I think 3 times your normal fee is more than enough.
Do the math for me. What's
36.
36? We're already on the way, I suppose. 36.
You guys are all aware that there's mortal risk involved.
Yes. Yeah.
You could
Should
round it up
do.
to 40, right?
Yes, of course.
Yes.
Fair enough. Okay.
Hopefully we're all satisfied.
Half an hour, half later.
Sure.
124.
I now have at least 20 gold. I didn't do the gold counting in my character creation.
That's fine.
I think we're all kind of broke, except for Moneybags over there.
Yeah, I am quite broke.
Big ball of.
I'm pretty sure if I sat inside Strassus with a cup, I might get money.
That's a good idea.
It is all of your money, but you can talk about it later. Yeah, like it's
Anyway, so anything else that you talked about?
On the way, I send a message to the widow and child, and make sure that let them know that we're on our way and we're okay, because I didn't do that in the past few days. So I do send them messages and tell them we are all okay. We have gotten a new traveling partner, and that's it. I don't want to go into the details because I don't want them worrying.
Closer to answers.
Yes.
She goes, after a minute, you hear a response. And it's, it's Pebbles.
Oh.
And he's like, I'm so glad that you're trying to do the thing that would make my daddy happy. Mommy didn't tell me a lot about it, but also, Rory said to say hi, so hi from us and Rory, bye.
Oh, and Rory just died on the way back.
Yay.
I love this child.
I don't know why the magic
Y'all-
allowed.
Y'all see Al kind of like,
But
What?
at the very, very end, he goes, I
Nothing.
miss you guys.
it's very dusty on the road.
Okay.
Pebbles sends word that Rory's okay, and he made it back to town. There.
Good. Very good.
You spoke to Pebbles.
Yes.
That's also why you're crying.
Yes. Precious child.
Oh, Azra. What do you need to know to find the memories that we're looking for?
I need to know what information you were trying to dredge up from this Obelix. We need to get the Obelix thinking about the memory that you want, so that it will be available for me to.
Okay.
I just want to do that. You just shake it out.
We need.
I don't think you can.
Do you know if you
Dump
can
it
do
out
it
like
by a
like a
certain
bag.
person's memories?
If I can get a description of the person, I might be able to find something. Again, the easiest way to do this would be to. There was a more powerful spell than I had studied that would allow you to simply just like really dive into someone's psyche. That is not something that I have available at the moment. But the spell detect thoughts. I can perceive whatever they are thinking of. So you get them thinking about the person. I can just kind of scum right on the top.
So the person that they extracted the memories from.
Or the memories themselves, like the content of them.
We need
True,
information.
If we have them thinking about the person, they might just be thinking about that time they ate them. So we'll want them to be thinking about what they gleaned from that person.
Well, that's where it gets a little complicated. We need information about the location of the king. The king is a quite famous person, so...
Yes, is he not in his castle?
Whoops.
No, that's
There's
well
no
known.
family.
We have to tell her.
Yeah, we have to.
You probably, even in Copper Trails, you've known that it hasn't been a big issue, but King's been missing for a couple months.
Just casually, King's been missing, not a big issue.
Yeah, because when the Mayor Council came in to help negotiate a peace, so the king is kind of like British monarch, almost not a huge acting role.
Yeah.
Galactus has its own council, but he is a beloved figure.
Okay.
It'd be a problem if he was dead, but
like
just
a pet
been
famous
missing
person.
hasn't been a huge end all be all thing.
Is it missing as in the
That was insane.
government is actively searching for, or missing as in public just hasn't seen him in a while?
The timeline is a little bit strange because he had been more and more secluded during the war, but at some point during that it transitioned to missing. Government would like him back. He has sons, and the sons are also missing, although the government hasn't said much about that. You know the king is missing
I'm gonna
for at least 2 months.
roll. I think. Let me see.
Mhm.
Do this would be like history? Maybe? Oh, actually, that's pretty good history. I have heard of this.
Okay.
Christian says.
Okay.
So that's what you're on. You're trying to recover the king. Is this what's happening?
More or less. We're part of the mission. And
You have a mission greater than recovering the king?
Well, there's the whole thing of
well, we're not doing the recovering part.
Oh,
we're also looking for a changeling who may have.
That's a side mission.
We're looking for a
later.
changeling.
That's a side mission for later. We need to focus on finding the king first.
The changeling
I
is.
thought we weren't recovering the king.
Well, the memories of
We're recovering the memories of where the king was, so that the people who are recovering the king know where to find him.
Ronnie's got the right to this.
Because the memories that were stolen were his location.
If we get the Obelix to think about the man that gave us this information and the king, will that help?
Sure. I mean, once the Oblexes absorb the memories, they are now the Oblex's memories too, right? It should be a quite simple matter. All we have to do is ask the Oblex the question, and it's his instinct to answer the question in your mind, even if you would not answer it aloud. So all we really have to do is say, "Hey, where's the king?" And
But wouldn't everybody that the Obelix has ever consumed have some notion of the king?
yes, but there would be only one specific memory that like really knows, right?
Okay.
So we can say, when's the last time that you saw the king? And they should be able to understand timeline among
Or
their own memories.
perhaps where was the king taken? That might be a little more specific to
Yeah.
the memory we're looking for.
Yeah.
So I don't think Daniel actually saw the king.
Yeah. Also, when's the last time you saw the king gets into the metaphysical question of, Daniel saw the Obelix saw the king, when Daniel saw someone that saw the king, you
comes a downward spiral.
Anyways,
I think-
universal use.
It feels very
It's hard.
architectural.
Yes.
Well, I think we might want to go generic because
You're the worst person in the world. This is casting.
what did you say?
Architectural. He said it was architectural.
So Ronnie's not going to get it.
Cass just has more flashbacks.
Ronnie's just sitting there like, yes, like windows.
Boxes and the other boxes. Some of the boxes are circles.
This is why Azra did not feel threatened with Ronnie staying with her last night.
Sometimes cute and stupid is enough. No,
It's been so fun.
It was just like the was the Chris Hemsworth himbo from
Ghostbusters.
Ghostbusters. Yeah.
I'm not that stupid. I don't have I do have a modifier for that. Stat. It's just not very high.
Okay.
The only other big piece of information that we know about the Obelix is that it smells like sulfur.
How do you
Yes.
know that?
Daniel told us.
Oh, I forgot.
Took copious
Down in
notes
the
on that
candy
one.
dandy notebook.
It's curious that it bears the same scent of hell as demons and devils do, but it doesn't have similar origin. I wonder why that is.
That's what we were all wondering too.
Oh.
Deception check.
Oh.
I don't.
I like having you at the table. I've been rolling better.
Oh, you have nice.
Yeah.
In no way did they know that devils and demons smell like sulfur.
What's not?
Wait, we were rolling deception? I got a 19. Well, I don't even know my modifiers.
Alabroth might know that. but
Yeah, I got no
also
modifier on
rolled
deception,
19.
so I was looking for that
didn't say
19.
anything, but I rolled 19. You suspect that both of them think that devils and demons smell like eggs.
Oh wait, no wait. My deception is higher than that. So
I mean, I would probably have known a couple of dragons that
But
probably
Octavia
reeked of sulfur.
Just flat out bluffing and get that.
Had no concept of any of this.
She's intimidated by like not being the smartest person in the room.
But yes, of course, you know this.
Yes.
It makes me curious. What is it that links Oblex's and the Abyssal, the Infernal?
Yes, and what links Abyssal and Infernal? That's the big question.
Probably portals.
Yes, probably. Anyways, let's keep going.
Ron is just like links. It's like portals, right? Or else a river. But I don't think they have
I
rivers.
have
and hell,
detect
it's so
portals,
wide.
so I'm aware of portals.
In a larger sense, I'm aware of portals.
There are portals
Portals,
existing.
but not architecture. Got it.
I mean, portals are an
That's
integral
how
part of
it
architecture.
explained it. Windows are like portals.
I understand windows. It's just I don't understand how a big round room connects to a square room if like their walls overlap.
Is this the conversation y'all are having as we keep walking?
Probably so.
Azure begins to fear for her life.
Astron does
Rana
begin
begins to like
to-
hold on to your like shirt and stuff.
I've never seen a building that's big enough to have a round room and a square room attached.
No. It's like this
So
like
you've
an
been
opening.
trusted by whom to retrieve this essential part of
Okay.
saving the king?
The
Yeah,
person
I'm
who
gonna-
could not remember his name because it was also taken.
This is making sense to me.
Driven quite mad.
I like the smiley face.
There's a lot of confidence in us, doesn't it?
I'm really feeling it right now.
Very good at teaching people.
Oh, we're very good at that.
That will be useful if should it come to blows.
I heal people. And also, I also harm people too.
I've got a stick.
And he's very good at getting around with it too. And I kind of look at around like,
Just have to point them in the direction
Yes.
and hope that they hit it.
So you are the connection between the employers and these adventurers. Are you the guide? Is this...
Hi. You could say that. Oh my god.
Yeah, I'm just gonna keep that rolling. On. You got
Okay.
it.
he's you know how teams like the event they'll have
Manager?
a mascot
I'm sorry, what?
like a person to rouse the team and that
Are
is
you calling me a cheerleader?
Yes.
yes that's the title yes
Yes.
right
Right.
you motivate everyone to do better
Her.
yes that is his duty and responsibility
I cheer from the sidelines.
and fine job he does too. One of the best.
Poor Brooke.
You know that Oblex's target intelligence, and you're beginning to feel like the targeting towards you.
Yeah.
Very intense and very hard to distract.
and moving on, and just keep walking down the road.
That
Rana
might be entirely safe.
Rana has decided that whenever she figures this out, because with this group it's going to happen, snack.
Rude.
Not on her.
Oh, I see.
How did the materials make that
I don't know.
angle?
Yes.
It's like Lego Mickey Mouse.
So the sun starts setting. You know, probably, I don't know who knows specifically, but you know that you don't want to try and find this creature at night. It's very good being invisible, has true like dark vision, etc. And then
We would be
probably
I would imagine an ooze would be difficult to locate in the dark.
If it's got, well, I would know that it has like true sight.
you would know that it has like that superior dark vision, I think, in blind sight.
Oh, okay, yeah. So I I should not have invisibility prepared. That's going to be useless.
Yes. So
And I also know from what you've already told them that Oblex is strong against enchantment.
yeah, that immune to enchantment, immune to charms, immune to like confusion, immune to like the divination specific spell is what makes it so unique, because anything else that has like similar effects are usually either enchantment or illusion, and enchantment and illusion are useless just as classes. Almost any spell that uses that will not trick this thing.
Okay. I'm definitely going to have to pour through some of my less usual spells. Enchantment and illusion and divination are usually my fortes. But
How often do you do that?
just in an academic sense.
How much time do you need to?
Well,
'Cause I think we're going after this thing in the next few hours, right?
no, we talked about not confronting it. We talked about resting.
Yeah, you didn't tell us anything.
Well, no, we had an in-character conversation like half an hour ago about how like we probably wouldn't.
Probably be a good idea before we proceed. You know,
We had a lot of traveling. We probably would have talked about that.
and, you
We
know,
talked about it because you said we're on a timetable or whatever. And she said
We did mention earlier we wouldn't be going about it.
our
the
friend
same
could
day.
recoup all of their spell slots.
Okay. Is there
Like the one
somewhere,
Yes.
somewhere we can stay?
We'll want to be primed and ready. Yes.
You've been here, so somewhere we can go? In
I haven't-
some kind?
A place that
Of
you
course.
are welcome.
Would my home have enough room for 5 people?
probably not.
Okay.
You know of an
5.5.
inn
Yeah.
that is frequently used by people, like if they're going to take the academy like tour.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Hotel in College
That's-
Town.
Yeah, that's called. It's called the Sleeping Wand, and it's just it's not like the hot spot, which is good. It's unlikely to be students there and stuff, but there is information that comes through there sometimes. You might be able to find out a little bit about the goings on at the academy. And it's pretty close to the outskirts of town. The academy is pretty close to the outskirts of town too. It's kind of close to the waterfront. So
Yes. There's certainly lodging we can find an inn. In fact, the Sleeping Wand is just outside of the academy campus, so we'll be close by. If you're gung-ho about getting started tonight, I would not suggest confronting an Oblex in the dead of night. But
You know more than I do.
well, I'm telling you, we don't want to do that.
So,
We could do some investigating tonight if we want to find out where we want to start tomorrow. Perhaps find some evidence that it is in fact under the academy.
okay.
That would probably be something we want to know ahead
Yeah.
of time.
Exactly. Yes.
We could take the tour.
Might be helpful in the morning.
The tour is one option. I can do some investigating elsewhere on my own. I can go around. We can split up.
Not wise.
Well, we're not going to confront the Oblex.
For safety, use the buddy system.
Yes, we'll use the buddy system. Who would like to come with me?
I volunteer.
Yes. You can be a good guardian of me. Yes.
Would anyone like to go with me?
Yes, of course. Grab your hand.
I'm just going to whisper, you may not like this.
Ronnie.
Who would you like to go with?
Do you want to go with us, or do you want to go with her?
Al probably actually leans over Riley.
I'll go with Alabama.
So
Good.
where you go?
I have no idea.
So you guys get to the outskirts of the city, and it's not a gated city, and it's already past twilight. You see the impression of buildings. You don't see very clearly, like, stresses, which is maybe kind of a bummer to anybody who's hoping, like, to get the impression of a city. And she leads you. You guys probably decide to at least, like, check in first.
Yes.
But as you approach the outskirts of the city, there are guards on the road, which is extremely unusual. And they're wearing the Bear Guard. They look like they're conscripted, like, soldiers, because they don't have, like, the whole thing. They just have, like, the belt, like the beauty queen belt that says Bear Guard on it.
Nice.
And they say, "Halt! Who goes there?"
Hello, it is I, Octavia, the Order of the Kestrel Dawn. These are my companions. We need to go into the city on official business.
Whose business?
The Order of the Kestrel Dawns.
So, like, meet people.
My mentor is Ember. She told me I was to come here and investigate the goings on in the capital. Very important for me to learn.
After dark.
Well, we started out from.
You may go straight to the inn. Do not leave.
Thank you very much.
They look at you.
Mm-hmm. Azra's in the back.
I step between the guard and Azra, just kind of.
Are you allowed to be here?
This is one of my companions.
Do you have papers? And I'll say you have papers. You're allowed to be across the border. They're just asking if you're there. It's not like a whole visa.
How many of them are there
But
again?
you have to have.
Passport kind of thing.
It's like a passport. It's kind of indefinite. They're not cranky about foreign, but you did step up all threateningly, and you are 6'8" dragon.
Well, at least I've drawn attention away from our other friend.
Mm-hmm.
So you present, I assume, the paper just says, like,
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah, I put it like.
it's more like a driver's license than anything. It's just an ID. It's like, all right, you may go. Go in.
Good to know you could read it.
Thank you very much, sir.
He looks at you and he says, "There's a good chance we'll be seeing each other again." Like, winks at you, looks at you, looks at the mark. He's not a magician, so he's like, "It's all sorts of weirdos." Just like they let you go.
Azra puts her spell book back in his pouch.
Are they usually this
Can I see that she
like
took it
that?
Huh?
Can I see that she took it out?
I was probably sleight of handing it anyway. Oh, yeah, you saw it. Unless, yeah, you probably did.
I will mention that. And excuse that, everyone. I was diverting their attention away from our companion.
Thank you for that.
Curious as to why you garnered their attention.
It's got a bright blue glowing.
Was that
Yes.
it?
They did seem curious about my tattoo. Can't say why.
Okay.
Perhaps they have not seen my kind before.
I've never seen a glowing tattoo.
Me neither.
Apologies, everyone. I just thought that their attention would be diverted elsewhere.
Can I laugh at that? Is that okay?
Deception.
Come on.
Deception. check.
Okay.
Yeah.
Are you rolling?
Yeah. Oh, not great. 3 plus. Oh, I got a 5.
Dear heavens.
Oh my goodness.
You're so caught up in this, like, hey, I'm going to do magic again. You're like, this
At
one
this
has
point,
dropped.
Ron is just saying how long this can go.
Clue
I'm so
Clue
far at the
after
edge of my
clue.
seat that the chair is irrelevant.
So, you guide them to the sleeping wand. There is no one you recognize, but it's not new. Like, you didn't come here very often, and it's a half elf woman and what you presume to be her husband. It's just like there's a couple people in the bar, like really, their families. They're just eating. Like they have that wide-eyed look of like that. We saw so many cool things. I'm gonna come here for sure. And Dad's like, where else were you gonna go? But nothing alarming. There's a little like a billboard that's always been there that has like various goings on in the campus, and you notice that like this time, which it's never been this way before, there's just this giant block letters on it that says one buddy is not enough. And it's just, it has like different like hand-drawn pictures of like with dates that you would assume to be when they were missing, and there's maybe 3 or 4 of them.
And I recognize one of the names.
You do.
Yeah. We never determined which one that is.
What the name is?
Yeah.
It says Ori.
Ori. Okay. Gotcha.
And the picture, and you feel whatever you feel about that.
Mm-hmm.
Is there any noticeable reaction?
It's up to you.
Yeah.
Oh, well, I don't even need to roll.
I got like an 8.
You see a reaction, you don't know what it is, or
I mean, my
which
insight is
face.
+8, so I didn't need.
The bare minimum, you got it. +8.
Yeah.
Wisdom. But
Yeah.
So wise.
Someone that you know?
Yes, someone I recognize back from when I came here. Curious. I didn't know they were missing.
There's a lot of people missing.
Are you okay with this? Just concerned?
Of course, yes. Yeah.
I'm gonna make a note in the book for all the notes from the poster or whatever, in case.
Yeah, that half out, it takes a minute because there's only 2 of you, but like, or 2 of them, they're right in the middle of delivering like food and stuff. It's probably 7 o'clock. They come over. Do you guys take a table? Do you take a table? They come over and they're like, it's the female, and she says, right, what will you have?
Oh, I almost want to say fish just because I'm so used to it. We should get something else though.
Would like some meat.
What kind? We have meat loaf, we have partridge, we have, that's probably about it.
That would do.
Do you have sweets?
We do. We have a couple of tarts and cherry and I think strawberry.
Oh,
And some cobbler, berry cobbler of some sort.
Yeah, she pulls out like a gold coin or 5 silver from the pouch and is like, "We're gonna get started with that."
Okay. She smiles and she goes, "You've been out of the city for a while, I take it." Okay. Anything for you?
I'll have a couple of the loaves of meat.
Sure.
Loaves of meat. Oh.
Any kind of bud.
And some of those.
Some is not really restaurant quantity.
How big are they?
It depends. Birds come in different sizes. You want a very large bird.
Do you have a turkey?
Maybe.
2, please.
Okay. And she takes her various orders. She comes and gets you. She comes
Incredible.
right back out with like
several
a
loaves.
sampling of the different tarts and a thing of cobbler. And on the cobbler, she's warmed it a little and put some ice cream on top of it. And she hands it to you. And she goes, "Here you go, lass." And the rest is just, yeah, so you guys get whatever food and alcohol and I guess inquire about lodging. Probably.
Yeah.
She has rooms, you can do separate rooms. She gives you she like two pretty decent sized turkeys with like meat just like surrounding them. Like, so it's the most protein you've had in some time.
Yeah.
And they have their prices actually posted for lodging. It's 3 silver per room per night.
I'll get all of it.
Huh?
Obviously,
Oh.
pay for all of it.
Okay.
My dinner was more expensive than
Well,
a
you
night
just
here.
handed it out without. So
I did.
Are we bunking together again or in separate rooms?
A couple of, maybe 2 or 3 rooms.
Bronna,
I?
bunk with me again?
No.
Maybe it's your room that. Maybe
I
the
mean,
single.
The thing is, I'm not going to use the bed, so
I understand that, but you are going to use the air in the room for snoring.
I'm insulted. I said it's muffled. I'm
You said
curled
that.
up.
You said that
I'm-
last night.
I don't, Dragonborn make noises in their sleep.
Absolutely. There's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Good.
However, I don't want to be in the room when you do.
I can't sleep with the noises that the Dragonborn make.
as you guys are having this conversation, you hear a very loud like bell ring from like a town crier going up and down the streets, and the woman like kind of cocks her head for a second and then goes back to whatever she's doing. There's not an explanation for it, just inherent.
Mom, what is the noise outside?
Curfew.
Because
Oh.
of the.
Why is what's going on?
There's a danger of some sort, very hard to track. People have gone missing. For a mile or two outside the academy, there's a curfew for safety.
What's the fine for breaking the curfew?
You are arrested.
I don't think we want to do that.
We don't.
Does anybody have a description
Of what?
of the danger?
No, if there was a description, it
Easier to
probably
find
would make curfew.
Would imply that someone had lived from it.
Or had come back or knew what it was. It's kind of
Thorough?
just strange. Like, you don't know. People have been tricked by their friends and baited into something, and then they're, until they sleep, they can't remember anything, and they're bad at everything, and they tend to, like, get, like, run over by carts, just
Yeah.
very,
Tricked by their friends.
yes, lured by their friends. That's why the one buddy is not enough. Okay.
Understood.
So, yeah, guess you're in for the night.
Yep.
How is the academy not determined Obelix yet? It's in their archives.
They're kind of, what did you call it? Obelix?
Yes.
You know how the academy is. They're kind of snotty about information, and we have to do things a certain way. But
Yes, I'm very
also,
familiar.
it strikes me if they know what it is, it may be to their advantage not to share. Because if the thing knows that it's being tracked, it may behave differently. I don't know.
Oh, sure. Yes.
There may be
Makes
some
all the sense
reason
in the
for it.
world. Academy hoarding everything that it knows.
I mean, I was just saying, you know how academics are.
Mm-hmm.
But whatever. I make a good living. School's a good place to go for wizard types.
Yeah, yeah.
If you can't be strong or heal people, you might as well learn some other type of magic. And she just kind of wanders back.
Some like wizards are the chaff of the casting world.
It's just
I'm
the
strong and can heal
hardest
people.
way to learn magic. The dumbest way to pay for your magic. Oh, anyway.
Al probably took that as a compliment. Like, I'm strong and can heal people.
It's the only real way to learn magic, right? Like it's either magic given to you by a deity, or it's something you were born with, and that's about it.
Make a perception check.
Make a deal.
That one.
What you don't notice is the lute she has strung across her back. You don't notice the microphone in the stage. You
The
don't
microphone.
notice You don't notice the banner to Mistra and the book that she's writing about the lore and how Herma, and she just looks at you coolly, like up and down. She's like, "Yes, the only real magic. I'll write that down." Walks away, shaking her head and visibly chuckling. Like, if that attitude bothered her, she wouldn't be a tavern owner near the academy.
I think she's maybe a bard.
Yeah, she looks like a bard.
That's the impression you got?
There's an instrument.
Anyone who plays an instrument is...
Okay.
Man,
Octavia, you clock her glancing at you, and she smiles at you and then rolls her eyes, like with a gesture of
I
like,
feel
do
like
the
a bard.
same thing.
No,
you're
just
afraid to say it. Like,
You get a bardic inspiration.
for the next 10 minutes while you're curfewed in a tavern.
Yeah.
Insight check. Sorry.
That in I'm gonna say like that's about it. You guys bed down for the night. You can do some planning tonight if you wish.
Mm-hmm.
Had a thought. There are only 5 of us, and one buddy is not enough.
Yes.
It
Yeah.
seems like splitting up is not an option anymore.
Seems like
As-
a bad idea.
As is investigating tonight.
For more
Okay.
than one reason.
We have it pretty much confirmed where it is. At least the general area.
General, yes. I mean, the academy is a large place. It could take us a couple of days if it's hiding.
You would like that, wouldn't you? Sorry.
My fee would unfortunately go up
It would go up.
commensurate
Yes.
with the amount of time we spend here, but
Unfortunate, yes.
you know what? I am personally invested in this quest. I want all of you to succeed. You seem like good people, and it's for good cause. We're recovering the king of this land. So
So that little love.
Don't actually.
I'm gonna
Why
have
are
you
you
guys
invested in
insight.
this?
does it need to be a secret that we're recovering the king?
Yes.
Or attention?
Insight.
Why? Everyone knows.
Oh boy.
Oh, hey. Actually rolled decently.
Go ahead and roll. I mean, it is deception, but it's not.
Why you got? Oh, it's another nat one.
Well,
13.
You know,
21.
the only thing you kind of knew anyway is that that's not the only motivation. That there's something else in the works.
I'm supposed to be charismatic and deceptive. I don't understand why I roll so
Your
bad.
dice disagree.
Yeah.
Care to?
No. I'm loyal to my die, even when they hurt me.
How
You
many-
can always put it in time out.
Instantly.
Yeah, we have the timeout with the dense cap.
Oh. Wait. You're gonna have to lean it up against the back.
Yeah.
Would
Got
you
it.
like to borrow?
It looks like a bugle.
So
I will
how
hold
many-
on to it for now. Maybe I'll make it jealous and it'll start working for me.
How many
Maybe I
rounds
would like
do
that.
you guys get?
Well, the one is not enough.
I don't think that would
I don't-
apply in here.
I don't think so.
that's
Yeah,
for,
so I
like,
think
out
we
and
get
about.
3 rooms.
Albroth gets his own room. Who's bunking? Ooh.
Ooh.
I don't really care.
And we're all worked that out.
Azra is waiting with severe pick-me energy.
I'll sleep with Ultra. In the room, obviously.
Of course.
Okay.
Quite volunteer.
You know, that could have sounded like something else when he said that. I'll sleep with Azra.
Ah, yes.
There should be a word for when someone says something like that.
There probably is a word.
Algebra.
Yes? Wait. Sorry.
Is that your name?
that's
Did you
why.
change it?
It's quite not. I
It's
did
not?
a straight one. No, it's Alabroth.
I misheard that from the beginning.
Wait.
I never got corrected. Okay.
We call him Al for short.
Oh,
Okay.
Has any of us called him that?
I
Here.
don't believe
Call you
anyone has.
Al?
I don't believe anyone has.
I don't know.
Can we call you Al?
I don't see why not. I know who you're referring to.
Okay.
Let's change the viewpoint on that.
We don't care for it.
For Al?
We could all have short names, like Alt. That doesn't work either. No. I don't like how that sounds.
Doc.
Oh. No.
Just the Polands.
No,
Thank you.
Should we be heading to bed then?
I am.
Early to rise, early to find out what the flying fuck is going on around here?
Yes.
Brilliant. Let's do it.
Al
Yeah.
goes to bed.
So you guys go to bed.
Azra stays up, reconfiguring what spell. She's trying to figure out what spell she's going to prepare tomorrow.
Yeah. I will remind Azra that she does know that fire is effective
Mhm.
against.
Oh, yeah.
I'm expecting against a lot of things.
Yeah. And
I think the only thing fire's not good at is putting out fire. Everything else.
it actually is fighting fire with fire is a real thing. Anyway, and we close the shutters on a date. You guys get a long rest and you recover your fireball energy and prepare for a dangerous and exciting and metropolitan type day tomorrow. Yeah, that's it. Thank you everybody for joining us.
Thank you.
This has been SCNS Live Plays D&D. Join us 2 weeks from now at 3 o'clock p.m. 3 o'clock. We're going to start at
3
3
p.m. Central Time.
to see how this adventure continues.
I'm always early.
Check out our website, Super Cool Nerd Show. And as we all like to say around here, keep
on nerding.
That's it.
Well, somebody has to stop the broadcast.
My legs hurt. They don't move.
Everyone hold.
Hi, Kyle.
What kind of nickname would you